Evening, everybody. Welcome along. Hope we are well. It is Wednesday evening. There is Champions League football on the telly, but that's not important because we got ourselves a new job last time we streamed, didn't we? We did. We left York City, quite surprisingly, actually. We weren't planning to leave. We left York City in League Two, and we got ourselves a new job in the Championship at Bolton Wanderers, who were in the relegation zone when we first took over. We played 2 matches with them, and we've won 2 matches. We've scored 6 goals, I think. 7 goals. I think we're going to have a little bit of fun at Bolton Wanderers, so let's go and check out how we're going to get on tonight. Yes, this is it. This is Bolton Wanderers, and to be fair, what a weird stream it was the night we got this job, because we were not expecting to leave York City at all. We were having a lovely time. Back-to-back promotions. As you can see here, back-to-back promotions. We won the National League North playoffs, then we won the National League playoffs, then we were in League 2. We were only there for like, what, 25 games in League 2, so they're up to like mid-table just about. So we left them in a pretty good position. We left them in 12th. They've actually faltered in the last couple of weeks, to be honest. So we left them here. That's pretty decent, right? That's pretty decent. Their finances are pretty good. We left them with a good squad. The wage budget, we were under wage budget, so you know they were in a good spot. And then the Bolton job came up, and we sort of tentatively put a little application. We were like, I wonder if Bolton would be interested in having a chat with us, because it's a big jump all the way up to the Championship, right? And they were like, yeah, this seems like a great plan. So this is where we joined them, obviously. 21st. Then we we beat Sunderland, right? Check this out, right? We joined here. They had lost they hadn't won since August. We joined them at the back end of November. They hadn't won. That looks like a Tony Jameson team right there. Look at all that red and gold. And then we turned up. Fans of narrative will love the fact that our first game was away to Sunderland, and we smashed them 5-3. Keep your eyes out on Johnny Kenny, by the way. Got himself a hat-trick. He looks like an absolute star, this boy, to be honest. Here he goes. Look at that. Tearing away on the shoulder of the defender. Lovely little finish. Only 18 minutes played as well, to be honest. We got ourselves straight in, as Dan's saying there. New manager confidence, but that confidence was short-lived for about 12 minutes on the half-hour mark. We conceded again. So, right, what character have the boys got in the dressing room? Well, I'll tell you what character the boys have got in the dressing room. The character is fighting spirit. Kenny again with himself. Another header. Getting an early in there just before the goalkeeper. And then he's away again. Nixon, look at this. Nixon, where's that goal come from? Like, you know, this our strike force that apparently were underperforming before we turned up. Penalty then. Philip Billing, who I think plays for Bournemouth in real life, he gets himself a penalty. Gotts gives the ball to Twine. Kenny wraps himself up a hat-trick just at the start of the second half. And then Gotts into Wintle, Andre Dazelle, and Twine again with another absolute stunning strike from distance. And there's a consolation goal from Sunderland in the 93rd minute, which, to be fair, an own goal, little bit of defensive mix-up, should really have been 5-2. So that was fine, but bear in mind, Sunderland were up and about in the playoffs at this point. Next match, away to Ipswich. Again, probably not going to go all of our own way, because, you know, this is another team that's up there or thereabouts in the playoffs mix. So we went there and we beat them as well. So that's what we decided to do. Twine and Hurst Davison finally getting on the end of it. Cass, welcome back. Lovely to see you. Hope you're well. We've not seen you for a while, but my word, you have missed. There's Kenny. What a finish from Johnny Kenny. You've missed quite a bit of stories. I don't even know how we can sort of fill you in quickly. We started this at Brackley. I'm not sure how much of this story you remember. We started Brackley. We were there for 4 years. We then got a move to York City. They hadn't been promoted. We were in National League North still at this point. We got promoted to move to York City. Then first season we got ourselves promoted via the playoffs for the National League North. We won the playoff final. We then got into the National League. We got promoted from that division as well in the playoff final. And then, as I was saying there, just literally before you turned up, we were sitting pretty nicely mid-table, 25 games into the season, 23 games into the season in League 2. And then Bolton came calling in the Championship. So we've turned up and we're going to save a club who were second bottom when I took over, which is proper Tony Jameson territory right here. And then we are away on our way up. So we're going to start doing a bit of a Sam Allardyce rebuild, we think, here, to be honest. So appreciate the bits, cast. Very, very kind. Lovely to see you back in as well. Of course, Dave Goodger's in as well. My man Dave Goodger, welcome, Mr. Goodger. And also AJ as well is in the chat, who is going to be in the playoffs this week. So, in fact, tomorrow, I believe. So, best of luck for that. Got a very good draft under his belt, actually, on Tuesday. So, might be a bit of a dark horse. We're the debutant, so we shall see. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So right, let's get into it then. We're going to get the transfer window's going to open fairly soon. To be honest, we're in the 27th of November. Let's look at what matches we've got. So we've got Hull, which is our first home game actually. To be honest, so our first match in front of our own fans. Up the Trotters. So it's Hull, then it's Bournemouth, so 7th, 5th. I mean, we're playing the teams who are up there or thereabouts, aren't we? Like Sunderland were there, Ipswich were there, now we're playing Bournemouth, now we're playing Hull. So we're gonna learn a bit about ourselves at this point, to be honest. So Ipswich, so Hull, Bournemouth, then we're away to Millwall, home to Shrewsbury, so they're 20th, then Barnsley away, Wolves at home, that takes us up until Christmas. Then we don't have a Boxing Day match. We go all the way till New Year's Day. We play Norwich, then we're in the third round of the FA Cup. Coventry City away, Bristol City at home, and Sheffield Wednesday takes us up to the end of January. At that point, we're on the home stretch, and we're probably looking at getting in the playoffs, I think. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm coming all excited, and yeah, I feel as though that's going to be a thing now. So let's just do it. Let's see where we go with it. You might want to have a quick look at Johnny Kenny as well and remind yourself of the boy if you weren't here the other night. This is Johnny Kenny. Look at this, 24-year-old Irish striker. He is currently on 12 grand a week, which was a lot of money compared to York City, to be honest. He's valued around about 5 million, 6 million pounds. He's come in from Sligo via Celtic, Livingston, Dundee. He's been all over the place, Norwich. He's come to us and 11 goals in 16 matches. What's interesting, right, is he's scored 4 goals in his last 2 games for us, which actually means, okay, that he is now the top scorer in the league. That's like, it's how bizarre is that? This is what I love about the Championship. You can score 5 goals, you can be literally nobody's heard of you, and all of a sudden you're the top goal scorer in the league. So that's where we are, right? That's where we are. Okay, so it's going to be exciting. So he's our top guy, Johnny Kenny. Other players that we like the look of, Stephen Welsh looks like our strongest defender, 6'3", heading of 14, jumping of 14, big, strong, imposing character, leadership of 13, determination of 15. He can get his tackling in as well. So obviously we're very happy to have him again, former Celtic man. And Sober Thomas, maybe someone we might use, not use. He's probably coming towards, I don't know, I'm going to say he's coming towards the end of his time with us, but because we won't play wingers, but who knows? It's a chance for everybody. He's probably one of the better players we've got. And this time we've got the guy as well who's sort of playing in that deep lying forward role, 6'5", deep lying forward, new gen, obviously 22 years old, first touch of 15, flair of 16, balance of 15, jumping reach of 15. He could be a threat. So yeah, let's just have some fun, shall we? Let's see where we go. In fact, actually, I just realised he's actually going to be out of contract as well, isn't he? So we might need to lock him down, because we don't want him leaving at the end of the season for nothing. We haven't gone back to Raid York City yet, so we haven't gone and taken any of their players. Partly because of the fact that we're in the transfer window's not open, and partly also we've got Josh Doyle as well, who's a left back that we actually loved. We were trying to get at York. So yeah, partly because of the fact that the transfer window isn't open, and partly because I don't really want to decimate the club, to be honest. It's not really fair, is it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we sort of put a good run in at the club, and we sort of took ourselves to where we are. We're like, this will be good. Don't really want to just undo it all straight. I'm going to reject some. That's a loan offer. That's fine. We can do a loan. That's fine. I tend not to like accepting loads of bids straight away. Players leaving for nothing feels very Scandinavian. It does a bit, doesn't it? It does. And you're right. Absolutely. Playoff run is going to be confirmed. I reckon this is pretty much a given, isn't it? Players who are going to be out of contract. Ashby Hammond's out of contract, is he? Okay. Anthony Patterson's out of contract. Interesting. Will Kane, of course, we know all about Will Kane. James Carragher we know about. Brennan Camp. Kiddo Taylor Hart from Arsenal. Okay. So we are going to have to start looking at that as well. So we could be onto something good. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves just yet. It is 2 games, but it's been 2 games and 2 wins and 2 very good performances as well. So there is room for optimism, and there's also room for it being crushed very quickly, very, very quickly indeed. Dan, you've got some narrative story for us. Hit me with it. What have we got? Cass, I've got the Copenhagen job. Straight away lost a player on a free transfer to Chelsea. Ugh. Yeah, I feel that pain. I feel that pain. That pain is real right there. So what's this? This is a loan. A loan, is it? Loans are fine. You can go off on a loan. Goal of the month. There you go. We've been in charge 2 matches, and 2 of the games, and 2 of our goal scorers have got the are in the top 3 for goal of the month. That's what we like. That's what we like. Both in the Sunderland game as well. So at home to Hull, let's see what we can do against Hull City. There is a couple of positions that we want to look to improve. I think we could do with a bit of depth. Quality and depth would really help us. But we will, of course, look to add some players as we go through, because obviously we're going to have the transfer window tonight, which is going to be exciting and interesting. So we're going to be getting the old pens and paper out to try and see what we can come up with and how we can improve this squad, because obviously the TJ way would be to get into the playoffs, wouldn't it? First attempt. I mean, what a story that would be if we somehow managed to end up in the playoffs after 1 season with Bolton. That would be mad, right? Literally back to like 3 promotions in a row. I've not done that before. I did. What did I do? League One and then Championship. So yeah, I've done 2. I've done 2 back-to-back before. So this is the second time I've done 2 back-to-backs. So it can be done. We're about to concede a goal here from a free kick, though. This feels very much like 1-0 Hull. Oh, went the wrong way. All that space he had to shoot at as well. He's put the ball the wrong side of the goalkeeper, which is fine for us. But you know, if our players are doing that, we'd be going to get furious. Lovely ball. There's Dempsey away. What's Dempsey going to do? Straight at the keeper. Got to finish that. That's a great chance. Have we got match sounds on, by the way? Can you hear match sounds? I've tweaked up some. My audio has been sort of moved around, so I think I finally managed to split. Elgato did an update, and Windows did an update as well, and then OBS did an update. I've not done the OBS update because it just fucks everything up, but all my audio channels went out of sync, so everything was coming through one channel. So I've now been able to split them back out. So let me know if the match sounds are on, because you know, it's imperative, right? So 0-0 so far. We can take that. A couple of chances, nothing out of the ordinary, but enough to get us up and running. No match sounds coming through, says Cass. Okay. That was my worry as well, Cass, to be honest. I was thinking that we haven't got anything coming through here. Oh, Bradley Nixon with the goal. Right, let me have a quick little look and see if I can switch that up. Because there should be goal music coming out. How did I do this the other day? This is the question, isn't it? This is the question. I'll try and tweak this as the game's going on. We need to hear those sounds, right? We need to hear those sounds. I just should be coming through there. Now, why is it not? That's the question. Oh, I think I've got some sort of audio coming through now. Maybe? Possibly, if anyone can confirm that there's now audio coming through on the game. I think I've possibly got something. We are 1-0 up. I've just basically left this match to just play out on its own, so just go for it. Lulu Buster, I'm playing Cork in the Cup, and the opponent is Kilchester Dooney Carney. Top of the screen by the timer, it says eight. Oh god, no, you don't want to read that, do you? Game sounds are back on. We are here with sounds, which of course is the way we play around here. Wintle. Oh, hang on, he's through. Daly Campbell's through. Pulls it back. Nixon needs to finish that. He needs to finish it. Right, there we go. Everything's all back. Rosy and happy. And that is 3 wins on the bounce for Bolton Wanderers. We are going up. We are going up. We're only having to get your fingers and toes out. We're only 13 points away from Redden, so it's not inconceivable. It's not inconceivable, but you know, it might take us a little bit of time, but you know, we'll see. Mikel Arteta is the manager of Millwall. That feels weird. That feels really, really weird. I just don't get that at all. I can't see where any of that story. I can't see how that story's happened. But you know, Dean Smith sacked by Rotherham. Poor Dean Smith. Dan FM, I was at Wolfsburg for 2 and a bit seasons, won a couple of Pokals halfway through the 3rd season. I knocked Chelsea out of the group stages 2 years running, and they must have thought, let's get this guy in, shall we? Okay, so we're talking Champions League here. Came in for me, got the job, and I feel the attention from the players. I sat down for the welcome meeting saying, you know why I beat you twice, don't you? To make it up to the players from the 6th in the league, won the league at Old Trafford with a game to spare. There we go. That's what it's all about, isn't it? That's what it's all about. Turning up to the club going, remember me, yeah. So Bektas, I think he's a player we looked at York actually, and he's at Norwich, but he's got a couple of interesting attributes. This bit, however, worries me. This aggression here worries me. So maybe that might not be something that we look at. We're gonna have to try and tidy up our shortlist as well, because obviously we've got players from York in there and Brackley actually as well. So we'll need to go back through that and try and get ourselves a decent shortlist to look at to go forward. You're saying hi nervously, just hiding behind something, just like hi everyone. Chris Chisholm, Andreas Nemeth, 6'2", acceleration 11 to 15, finishing 11 to 14, first touch 11 to 14. Only potential of a League One player by all accounts. 14 grand a week. Oof. It's a lot of money for someone who they don't think is going to be very good, right? Scott McKellar, Josh Tobin. Leadership, bravery. Look at this. That's what we like. Jumping reach only 11, heading only 11, but decent acceleration. Reasonable tackling. He's only 23. Josh Tobin could be an option. Ball winning midfielder. We do need a midfielder. Josh could be the man. Ademi, Gideon Mensah at Bristol City. Josh Parry at Newcastle. Ian Smith. Well, I mean, we've got a lot of Celtic players in there, so we could maybe do that. Keenan Davies, former Aston Villa forward. Actually, at 6'3", he's 29. League One player. What are they saying? I mean, I don't think he's a bad option actually. If he's not very expensive, well, no, he's gonna be expensive for wages, isn't he? But as a target forward, maybe an option. Grimshaw, Millwall goalkeeper there. So yeah, of course, remember as well, chat, that we are 7 seasons in at this point. So any sort of players who are like, oh, maybe check this guy out, they may already have moved on to pastures new. They might not even exist There's always that possibility as well. there might be new gens in your games. So they're definitely not in our game. So yes, Grimmy, my man, how are you? Welcome, everyone. Say hello to Grimmy, the man who last night won the FM Top Managers Award. At least he should have won it. Because he beat me. So that's the thing. He won it by just being there. He was the man who I think probably deserved it the most. He is part of FM Top Manager, so you definitely drop him a follow. He lives up north as well, which again is absolutely wonderful. And he's the first man to actually beat me in the Top Manager, so that's why I'm saying he's the champ actually overall. Yeah, hope you're well, Grimmy. Nice to see you again, buddy. And like I say, pleasure last night. It was a lot of fun. Still reeling off that 7-0 hammering I got off Bullions. I could barely sleep last night. I was replaying it in my head a few times over. I'm just like, I don't understand how that's gone as wrong as it has. So I have to go back and I've checked the VOD already, and I'm just like, I still don't get it. But I had one of those matches where everything went wrong. But yeah, it was great fun. Yeah, if you are a streamer or you're a creator, then definitely worth giving the boys at the Top Manager a shout, because it is a fun competition. I'm sure there'll be some more coming up for FM23. So do check them out. But yeah, like I say, check Grimmy as well. I'm sure his stream is also very good. So you'll love hanging out in his company. So yeah, Grimmy, we're just trying to get some players sorted out now for Bolton. A guy called Jake Hull, 6'6". He's maybe not the finished article. He's maybe not even, well, at 26, he probably should be the finished article, to be honest. But maybe he's not the right article for us. That's what I meant to say. Maybe not the right article. So these are the players who could be out of contract as well. So we need to have a look at these guys and see who we're going to keep, because again, we don't really know much about the squad just yet, so we shall see. So let's see what the scouts can bring back in our initial meetings, shall we? Ian Hogan, good mentals, terrible technicals though, sadly. Lewis Small. Oh yeah, Tom Heaton, the assistant manager. Yeah, we didn't have one. We didn't have an assistant manager, and I just put the feelers out straight away. I was like, right, who wants the job? And then Tom Heaton rocks up, and I'm just like, yeah, absolutely, yeah, you'll do. We're not going to take Rio. I feel like we should go back and get Hewlin. I feel like we should get Hughes. I feel like I should get Bradders, but I also don't want to stunt his development, you know. But Hughes at 6'9", maybe that's an option. Cass was going to say there's a few wonder kids in this Copenhagen side. I'm very interested in seeing how they develop. Oh mate, it's the same at odds. There's some absolute superstars in that youth setup, and I got another one. I got another guy who is clearly going to be brilliant. A guy called Cleveland, which I presume is pronounced Cleveland, over the water. But yeah, he's great at 15. I was like, yeah, we might do. Put him straight in the first team, and he's scoring. He's playing brilliantly. I'm like, right, he stays there. So I got him, and I've got Lister, obviously, who's just banging goals in left, right, and centre. So yeah, we're looking all right for the future. Even though we shouldn't really be looking for the future, we should be moving off to Sweden. To be honest, if you don't know what we're talking about the triple crown. I was going to say triple threat for a second there. The Triple Crown Scandinavian Cup, the challenge that we've got in the Discord for the One Season Wonder, which of course has gone on slightly longer this time into as many seasons as it takes. Win the top division in Norway. You start with Oddball Club. If you can't win it with them, go win it with somebody else. Then you go and win the top division in Sweden and the top division in Denmark, in that order as well. Limo, welcome in, buddy. How are you, my man? Absolute pleasure to see you, sir. Massive shout for Limo. Give the man a follow, of course. by the way. Limo, appreciate your DM the other day, by the way, about the UFC. I saw it, but I was on my way to bed just as you were loading it up, so I thought didn't actually get to clock that pay-per-view, but yeah, it's always a pleasure when you invite me in to have a watch, so appreciate that. But yeah, glad to see you in, glad to see you doing well. Did you get the treble? I think you did, didn't you, the other day? You fell asleep as well. Yeah, this is the problem with them being on a bit late, isn't it? We're all in our late 20s pluses, in our multiple 20s, and it's just a bit too late for us now. We can't still be up there that long. But yeah, did you get the treble with Everton? I am good. I am very good, actually. Very good, thank you. We're in week 2 now of the eldest being at school, which feels weird. FM stitched me up. No. Oh, tell me about it. What happened? What? You end up with just the FA Cup? What? Hang on. After that match that I saw you, where you absolutely obliterated the team, we raided into you. You obliterated that team, and then you're like, right, we'll hang fire for tomorrow, and we'll come back. Because your young striker, your new gen, was looking outstanding. College football is killing me with late nights. Yeah, you know what, Cass? I've not even tried with college football. I would love to. But I just haven't got the time. I haven't got the time to throw more in. Dion Charles wants to leave. That's fair enough, Dion. You've been at the club a while. You've been a loyal servant. 1 goal in 1 game so far. That's fine. If you want to go, that's fine. I haven't got long left in my contract with no intention of negotiating. Well, that's what I was saying. I said we'll let you go if a bid comes in. So fair enough. I thought you'd already had his hand out in his transfer list. So I don't know. Footballers, eh? What are they like? Back-to-back midnight games for Florida. Oof. Yeah, how are Florida getting on though? Are they doing all right, or is that your team? Because again, that's the thing, isn't it? Like I don't know enough about the college setup. Like I love the fact that NFL's back. Don't get me wrong. I love the fact that NFL's back. And my word, what a set of games on Sunday. If you're not into American football, you missed some stuff. Tom Thacker, I feel like we should try and take him as a scout, because judging player ability of 17 and judging player potential of 13 and adaptability of 19, you don't get that very often. I mean, he's better than Naki Wells. He's better than John Marshall. He's better than Michael Mifsud. Do you remember him? And Josie Altidore. I think Tom Thacker's a thing. Steelers Bengals was incredible, wasn't it, Raggio? Absolutely incredible. Like, yeah, it was just spot on. Lost again, different season, same Jags. Yes, Richard. That's exactly what it is. James Beattie. Gotta get James Beattie in. In you come, James Beattie. We're getting the lads back. This is going to be great. James Beattie, Tom Heaton. Oh. Luis Boamorte. Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, I can't. Right? I'm not. I can't do it. Okay? There's he's a bad man as Cristiano Ronaldo. So we're not going to get him in, as ridiculous as his attributes appear to be. He's not the sort of person we want. Jorge Alacron, 19, working with youngsters. That's pretty insane. Chris Potter looks pretty well balanced. Peter Ramage looks pretty decent. 20 for motivating, 16 for working with youngsters. Peter Hood, fitness is 16, working with youngsters, 19 determination, motivation. These guys are all very, very good indeed. Ben Dawson looks great. I don't really know who else we should be going for. I've just gone straight for James Beattie just purely because we should. Peter Ramage, they reckon, is a 3.5-star coach. So maybe Peter Ramage is the guy we're going for. 4-4-2, I like that. Catenaccio. I mean, granted, he was at Newcastle, but we can forgive him for that. Yeah. But yeah, this Jorge Alacron. Maybe. We shall see. We're obviously trying to rebuild our backroom staff as well, of course. Raggio, we needed an egg against the Texans. We were lucky to draw. Yeah, there was some matches on the opening weekend. 49ers again losing. Of course they were. It's going to be another disappointing season as a 49ers fan. Interestingly, Richard, I mean, I guess like most Brits have an affiliation with the Jags as well, which again, it's not much better, to be honest, than being a 49ers fan, because you ain't getting much change out of that either. But again, that just seems perfectly acceptable, to be honest, for how we are as British people, going, and especially with my stream as well, going, what's that, Tony? You back the team that don't win? Yeah, who'd have thought it? Yeah, get us. Yeah, 49ers, man. Been a 49er since the mid 80s. So in that sense, the thing is, right, saying you're a 49ers fan as when you're in your 40s in the UK, it very much means you were the glory hunter in the 80s, because they were exceptional. Like, if you were there watching, and I'd have been young, but watching like Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, that's like the greatest of the greats, so you sort of go like, right, I'll pick them. And like I always say that I should really have went with what is now the Commanders, and I'm glad I've not gone that, because although the first name is horrific and the connotations of their name are horrific, the Commanders is just dreadful. Right, so I should have supported Washington, because obviously that's my hometown. Like, they obviously do have American football and all that sort of stuff, and it's steeped in the town that we grew up in. So I should have really supported Washington, but I didn't. I went with the 49ers. As I say, I've got an affiliation with the Jags, so purely for the fact that they are a bit shit. So it's like, yeah, give us the Jags, they'll do. But yeah, Gitos is fairly new, so I can't be a glory hunter. No, not at all. And you can get away with it for the whole Leeds thing as well, so you're fine with that. Eli, how are you, buddy? Welcome in. Not seen you around for a while. That's a goal for Dominic Solanke, of all people. The shame we're going to have to resign now, unfortunately. They were playing in the monsoon season. They were a bit, but I mean, yeah, handling the ball's a bit tricky, but it was a crazy night in Chicago, wasn't it? Cass, New York Jets fan over here. What's winning? Never seen a win. Never seen a win, have you, Cass? It's not a thing. Not a thing at all. The Jets, man. Wow. Do you remember when you had Le'Veon Bell for like about a week? That was it. Oh, 2-0. Mepham at the back post. Now we're going to struggle. Now we can see what this team's all about. Made the commitment to play in the UK every single year. All those years, I was like, fine, I'll support. Yeah, like I almost bought a Jags shirt a couple of years ago, but I was reluctant because I didn't really want to have Blake Bortles on the back. I was like, I don't think I need Blake Bortles. I wanted to get Jalen Ramsey, but then of course he decided to go off and join the Rams. So that was a bit frustrating. So we didn't get that one. Who's getting frustrated? Robbie Gotts. Robbie Gotts. What are you getting frustrated for, buddy? Just chill. Right, we're going to have to go for we are going to have to go to I'm going 4-4-2 actually. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. It might not be what we're supposed to do, but it's what we're doing. I want to feel and defend, and you can be a box to box. Okay. Let's see if we can do anything. See if this can change things up. But we're getting torn apart at this point. Not even had a shot yet. Dreadful performance so far. Zach Wilson should be back next game. Hopefully, I can't be dealing with Joe Flacco. Yeah. Strange trades, isn't it? Like, there's always those ones where you sort of look at it and you go, how did we end up with him? And why? I mean, obviously the worst one is if you're is it the Browns? Was it the Browns who went and got Deshaun? Like, that's not good. That's not good. There's too many bad things in sports, and that's one of them. You know. Let's do a double midfield change here. I mean, Wintl's having a good game, but he is also tired. So maybe I don't really want to take him off. That's the problem. I mean, is Dempsey going to give us much more? Dempsey's probably going to give us something better, isn't he, than Robbie Gotts. So let's do that. Dembele is there, so we can move him as a winger on attack. Oh, got on the wrong side. That's why. Why is it not letting you change that? Wonder what that is. Got an issue here. Issue with the skin, have we? Can we not change our positionings? How bizarre. I have to try and work out how we do that as we go along. Eli just getting back from work. Lost the Champions League final against Liverpool. Oh, yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Limo coming back next season stronger. Slightly tweak the 4-4-2. Mate, you got to tweak the 4-4-2. You are Mr. 4-4-2. If you can't make a 4-4-2 work, nobody can. Actually, speaking of which, what was our 4-4? Was that our 4-4-2? Our most recent one? Let's see if that works for us. Flacco's a vet. Yeah, I mean, I can't say anything. We've still got what's he called? Garoppolo. Like, we couldn't get rid of him, so we ended up redoing his contract, which is neither here nor there, to be honest. It's just conclusive proof that nobody wants him. Too many injuries, and you just can't move a player like that on. He's on too much money, and it's not going to happen. Well, we might be about to do something here. Thomas gets to the byline, puts it back in. Nixon gets up above the goalkeeper. Big 6'5" Nixon gets his head on it. We're not finished. We're not finished yet, chat. We've got a few more minutes left. Can we get something? Free kick to them. Launched it. Nobody's marking him at all. Nobody's marking him. Let's get that ball moving back up the pitch somehow. Are we going to get anything? Throw into them. Again, we need to clear this, don't we? Counter-attack. No. Dominic Solanke finishes us off. Terrible. Terrible. For those people who know my views on Dominic Solanke, that's disappointing. We're going to have to buy Dominic Solanke now. That's literally how bad it's getting. That's the only way to end this. No. So yeah, 3-1 defeat, sadly. Not quite great. I mean, Birmingham, Bournemouth are up there, so they're up in fourth. It's one of those, we're going to have a few bumps in the road. It's our first defeat. How do we react to the defeat? That's the question that we have to think about somewhere. Matt is fist pumping. yeah. Nobody tell him this has happened. Nobody tell him this has happened, right? He's I mean, he will be delighted at that. Absolutely delighted at the idea that Dominic Solanke has scored 2 goals past me to end our 3-game unbeaten streak. And let's see, how much is he still worth? He's still valued at 22 million quid at his age 30. This game is ridiculous. Leandro Trossard, wow. Interesting, he went there. Wilson Manfana. This is just all boys 11, isn't it? Absolute old lads. Lloyd Kelly, 41 grand he's on wages. You can tell we've come from the lower regions. Like, no, we're not looking at 41 grand thinking that's reasonable wages, isn't it? No, it's not. No, it's not. Crazy. No one's got that sort of money. No one at all. Okay, so we've lost against Bournemouth. It means we have to come and beat Millwall next. That's our new thing. So Mikel Arteta's Millwall. You know, that thing that no one's ever said ever. We're gonna stick with that with the diamond though, I think, for this moment in time. Sam Ashworth's got some reasonable attributes there, but we're gonna have to. We'll see what happens. The data analysts, obviously, they never really look great, do they? Yeah, analysing data is fine, adaptability fine. After that, there's not really much else that jumps out. Mikelova want to take Zen Derbyshire on loan. On you go, son. On you go. You go and get yourself a little... Oh, look at that. Look at that. More narrative. More narrative. Brilliant. There you go. First ever cup tie with Bolton, and we're up against Sunderland. We're off to Sunderland again. Just one of those, isn't it? One of those. Sorry, I got to. Fine. We'll go to Sunderland again. We've already beaten them. We beat them 5-3 last time we went there. So let's see what's what, shall we? Actually, let's also put that in the chat there for Matt. He can have the first. He can have his happiness. There you go. He'll be happy. He'll be happy that that Solanke's got those goals. So, which is fair enough. You know, let him get the goals. It's only a game, Tony. It's not real. That's what they say. That's why I have to try and believe. You know, it's just a game. But never mind. Just put a thing up there as well, guys. If you haven't already pre-ordered FM23, if you go and visit our friends at Fanatical, then you can get a bit of discount using this link. It's an affiliate link for me, so of course I get a little kickback as well. You have to do that as a disclaimer. But you can get it for £32.05, which I think at the minute is pretty good value. You get the beta as well, so you definitely get the beta. It's only for the PC or Mac at the minute. It's not for PlayStation 2. It's not for the PlayStation 2. It's not for the Game Boy Color. It's certainly not for the Amiga 500 or the Amstrad. But yeah, it's only for the PC and Mac version at the minute. Get it via Steam. It is a Sega approved retailer as well, so it's not a shonky sort of like company who just like went, oh, you know what, Tony, will you do this for us? They are a proper authorized dealer, so if you're interested in getting FM23, and why wouldn't you be? I think 32 quid seems reasonable, to be honest. So yeah, jump on that. It comes out on the 8th now of November, I should say, sorry. So yeah, try and get in before you can. And obviously on the 7th of November is FMT Live. So that's a thing. If you can get to Nottingham, come and hang out with us. We're doing a live podcast, which is going to be good fun. Myself, Rich Owens, and special guests going to be there in person doing the show, and then after the show we're going to have a bit of an FMT football manager meet up, really a bit of a social. So if anyone's fancying just hanging out and having a few beers and drinks or whatever, or just chatting FM, then yeah, come and do it. That's what we're going to do. A few of us have booked hotels, so we're going to be staying over. We've got, Mad Scientist is flying in from Denmark for it, so I'm just saying that, if people go, oh, it's a bit far, well, just think about that, because you've got people who are literally travelling internationally for it, so, which I think is crazy, to be honest, if you think that that's a thing. So I love it, don't get me wrong, I love it, but I also think it's a bit wild at the same time. So yeah, again, 7th of November, that one, so it's a Monday night if you're in or around or can get to the Nottingham area. So we travel to Mikel Arteta's Millwall. Niall Ennis, oh, there's a name we remember. There's a name we remember from last year. He was one of our posh forwards, wasn't he? So Millwall only 4 points ahead of us, so could be a decent team to play. We could be maybe not that out of it in terms of sort of early season predictions. So we'll see. Pierce is going to go down the wing there. Up to Kenny. Twines through. Loads of space to run. Oh, probably too much. Too much space. Too much time. I didn't really know what he was supposed to do. Sort of straight at the goalkeeper. Good save there. It's corner. Heads away, unfortunately. Dempsey slows himself down. Wearing gloves. I'm not sure I like that. I'm not sure I like a player wearing gloves. Might have to consider selling him, to be honest, if he's going to have that sort of behaviour. Dempsey, Wintle, Gotts, Dempsey, Nixon, up over the top. Kenny's going to chase at the goalkeeper. Oh, that is amazing. We've got to get that clipped. Get that clipped. That is outstanding. Oh, the clip button doesn't work on my stream deck. Somebody clip this. Someone get this clipped. That's the sort of goal we want to score, isn't it? Unbelievable. Oh, it's an own goal. It's an own goal. I thought it was a Kenny masterpiece, but sadly not. Mikel Arteta will be furious. He'll be drawing unhappy faces on his board at this point. That's right, put pressure on the goalkeeper. He's already made one mistake. Oh, there we go. Kenny's away again. Great ball. Nixon, good save. If we play on the shoulder of the defence, we look like we're okay, don't we? Got them panicking a little bit. Another good save from the goalkeeper. Obviously, if you want to keep us up to date with any Champions League scores tonight or what have you, Championship, League football, obviously feel free to drop those scores in the chat. We can keep everyone up to date. Also, if you've got any prediction on who you think is going to win the playoffs this weekend, that'll be quite interesting as well. Interesting to see who you think could be the victors. Let's just pop a list, actually, because maybe some of you don't know who's actually in the playoffs this weekend, which is understandable. So this is what we've got. Okay. The field is as follows. Haaland has made it 2-1 for City. Wow. Rich is going to take it all, says Dave Goodger. I think he will. Nixon pulls it down. Daly Campbell. Good play by Nixon, to be honest. Good hold-up play. Rich has got a chance. Rich has drafted pretty well, to be honest. For the clip in the Discord, thank you, Cass. Very kind of you. We've missed you, see. Quick as a flash, straight on it. Good save. Good save. Bailey, Peacock, Farrell in nets there. Oof. maybe we have to make a change at this point, because don't want obviously, well, this is why, because everyone is knackered. Absolutely knackered. They've ran themselves into the ground, haven't they? Yeah, and that's what we want. That's what we want. We want to see these people really out there grinding. You know, ball in midfield. And Napoli have won 2 penalties tonight. Excellent. So let's change Twine back to a midfielder, actually. On attack there, rather than shadow striker. No injuries in the last 14 minutes. Yeah, oh yeah, you better believe we don't want injuries in the last 14 minutes. Gonna make some changes. That's gonna be basically defensive. Hopefully this will work. We could always put Wintle further back if needs be as a centre back, but we'll see. We'll see. It's 5 penalties in 2 games. Is that really what it is? In the how many did they get? 3 penalties in the league last week? That's madness. That's even by Italian standards, that's madness. Oh, I think we also need to do a bit of rework with regards to closing down. Oh, flag up please, flag up please. Yes, that'll do. Oh, Richard, right. Bless you. Bless you. Thank you very much. That is super close. That is super close. They've got to feel really pissed off not to get that. Yeah, no, thank you for that, Richard. Very kind indeed. Yeah, as we say, it's 2 against Liverpool, of course. Yeah, 2 against Rangers and 1 had to be retaken. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's crazy, isn't it? I mean, the fact that Liverpool even lost that 4-0 was daft, wasn't it? Absolute daftness. Do I keep them outside? They're getting the ball in the wide areas, aren't they? So do we want to keep them out wide, or do we want to try and be narrow? Maybe we need to keep them out wide. So we'll see. Another victory doesn't move us up the league. Oh, here's Johnny Kenny. He's having a barren spell. He's not scored for 2 games. Robbie Gotts from distance. That's a decent effort. Calga, welcome. Welcome, Calga. Appreciate the raid. How are you? How was your stream tonight? Were you FMing? If so, who's your team? How did you get on? We've just won again. Say we've just won again. We've only just taken over at Bolton, but that is another win. So is that 4 out of 5 now? When we started, when we took over, we were 23rd. We're 17th now. We're moving out of relegation zone, and we're hopefully going to start putting a bit more daylight between ourselves and everyone else as we come into that Christmas period, when we can start to look to add to the squad a little bit as well and try and bulk it up, because basically we're having to play the 11 players we've got, and that's pretty much it. We don't have a lot of squad depth. We don't have a lot of players that we can use. We've got some youngsters coming through, but do we drop them in just yet? Maybe, I don't know. FM in, Glory Hunter at Barcelona, top of the league and very, very tight. Excellent. I like that. I like that. B Burn, any chance of Blythe Spartans remake for FM23? Hashtag Football Manager ruin my life. You know what, B Burn? That would be immense, wouldn't it? That would be absolutely immense. I appreciate the fact it's your first chat as well, by the way. So it's always awesome. The thing with the Spartan save is that I feel a little bit like if I went back and touched it again, I'd ruin it. Do you know what I mean? I feel that that was my moment. I'm definitely not saying no. We had a plan for York City this year to go into FM23, but I may have ruined that because we've just left York City on this game right now. So maybe we won't do York, but maybe Blythe's the thing. You know what? If enough people want Blythe, maybe Blythe could be a thing. But we'll see. I've not fully locked down my plans for FM23 yet, so let's put it out there as a possibility, shall we? And if you want to see something like that, then obviously I do stream, of course, as we just said there. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays. We also have some stuff on a Sunday every now and again. For example, TGFM versus the Community Draft Tournament. If you are interested in that, I think is it TJ Draft possibly? Maybe? Yeah, there we go. Right, it says 21st of August, but it's going to be the 25th of September. I need to update that little command there. So if you're interested, get yourselves joined up in the Discord, and we'll post that up and get people involved in it, because it's usually good fun, to be honest. It's just a bit of daftness between followers and stuff and viewers. So you don't have to be a streamer, you don't have to be a creator, but if you are, brilliant. If you're not a problem at all. It's just nice to hang out. We all just jump in a Discord call, play some draft, and then we're away, you know? So, yeah, if you're interested in doing that, feel free. Obviously, if you want to just drop a follow on the channel, feel free to do that as well. We've obviously already shouted out to Calgar, so, again, my chat, if you can go and give Calgar a follow, that would be much appreciated. And yeah, we are about to... Well, we're about to take on Shrewsbury now. I should have said as well, by the way, this is Philip Koku's Shrewsbury. We've just finished against Mikel Arteta's Millwall. Just in case you're confused, there's Mikel Arteta, the Millwall manager. That's right. He was sacked, presumably, by Arsenal, and is now currently manager of Millwall. I don't get it either. I don't see at what point Mikel Arteta thought, this seems like a great idea. This seems like a lovely idea to have Mikel Arteta. I just don't know. One of those things, right? One of those things. The joy of FM. Stick it there, I think. But yeah, Philippe Cocu as well at Shrewsbury, so it's just the way it is, isn't it? It's just crazy managerial appointments. I'm not sure what managerial appointments have you got in your guys' games. Like, let me know if you've got anything that stands out a little bit too much. Yeah, if there's anything that looks a bit weird, let me know. Also, let me know who you're managing as well in the in your saves. Raggio, you are already showing your absolute worth as a mod. Like, wonderful work, just fixing the link straight away and going, got your back, Gaffer. Don't worry, sort it. You let me know if something's wrong, I'll fix it. Big fan, Raggio. So Ray Hyam still injured. He's almost back. He's actually on loan in from Rangers, I believe, or Everton. So we might see Ray Hyam return at some point, which we'll be happy about. Benjamin Besser, I know of a club who have some decent talents this season, including a former Newport County player, a former Northampton player, and a current Southampton first teamer. Ooh, who do tell. Who might that be? That's got my brain going a bit. Former Newport County, former Northampton, current Southampton first teamer. Walking. Oh, okay. A little bit of walking 9 to 5. Is that what we're thinking? Is it? An option. Evening, JM. How are you? Welcome. Pleasure to see you in, of course. And a massive shout as well to Benjamin Besser. Always a pleasure. Richard Wright, nearly halfway through the third season with Crocken Hill FC in the English non-league. I'm a big fan of a proper non-league save, as you all know around here, of course. Because this is the thing, right? You know. Burns asked there, are we going back about Spartans? And I feel now that I would struggle with a one club save. I just don't think that I've got the staying power. I don't think that I could fluke it the way that I must have clearly fluked it back in the day. Plus, FM10 was a lot easier. there was a lot less going on. There was not as much I had to worry about. Plus, I'm streaming it as well. So there is that. But I love the idea of a one club save. Great finish. Great finish. Got a shout already at the team there. But yeah, I love the idea of a one club save. Is it something I could do? Maybe. We'll see. Maybe. Don't have loved the OG Beard Man. Oh, is Beard Man an actual player, is it? Patrick Almond, Ricky Karoba, Jake Voskins. Well, Podrick Almond, that sounds a lot like Patrick Almond, who was at York City, so maybe there. War Dog, very good indeed, mate. Very good indeed. We're doing all right with Bolton, thank you. I know it looks like we're losing at this point. So you'd maybe say, well, not great, but we are actually. We were second bottom when we took over, so things are a lot better. But 1-0 down to Shrewsbury, which isn't ideal. But I think we can. I still think we can improve. I still think we can get the result that we need. So let's do a bit of tweaking here, because I think we'll put Dembele in. See, I don't really want to change the shape too much. Hurst Davison could go in as well. Maybe. You know what? Let's do this then. Right. How about I do something like that? Oh no, it's not something like that. Sorry. Yeah, something like that. And just try and push on. See if we can get a plan. Go battle from up from the bottom is always fun. Oh, 100%. That's the only way we can do it around here. You know, we don't play any other way. We always say there's the easy way, there's the hard way, and then there's the Tony Jameson way. Oof. Cams don't work well in this game. See, I would disagree. I think that they're really, really good. Really good. Central midfielder on attack is a great role. Oh, how's he put it wide? Can't believe it. Or if they do any tips, yeah, put them here. Put them there in the slap bang in the middle. Midfielder on attack. Works really, really nicely. Really nicely. What's this L do? It's DLP, is he? Okay, fair enough. DLP him. DLP me up. I don't know if this is going to help us at all. I feel as though it's maybe the wrong call. Oh, he's through. It is just, it's a terrible goal. It's a terrible goal. I'm not saying that's what's caused the goal, but yeah. Oh dear. This is an embarrassing defeat, isn't it? Great ball. Who is it that gets caught out there? Bridge. He shouldn't be getting caught out, should he? He needs to sort of watch for a start. Let's go wider. I mean, we've only got 15 minutes left. Need to try and get something out of this game, but I feel as though we've maybe made too many mistakes. Two very, very costly ones. Daley Campbell comes forward. Dempsey. There's just no movement off the ball, is there? That's also a problem. Johnny Kenny. You want the ball to play for Johnny Kenny, don't you? I've ended up near home for us. Managing Gateshead. Yes, War Dog. Love that. Love that. Get up the heat. Yeah, it's a poor result. It's a poor result. We're back in the mix now. 5 points away from Shrewsbury. Just not good enough. Just not good enough. These players do not seem to remember that the transfer window is opening shortly. You know? fact, it's in 2 weeks' time. And then, yeah, we're going to have a little look at that and see what we can do. Because we are going to have to start bringing some more players in. We've got Barnsley next, then we've got Hull. Wolves, sorry. Then we've obviously got that little bit of time between then and then New Year's Day. So, I mean, this is what's happened since we've taken over. 4 wins out of 6. So it's not. I mean, it's brilliant. They only had 3 wins before that. If we look at the squad going forward, what we got here? 2 games now between Barnsley and Hull. Right, let's have a quick little look and see what we might need, because we need to start getting our plans in place, I think. Okay, so I think a 2.5-star goalkeeper is not ideal. So that's Connor Ripley. We're not even playing him as the first choice keeper. We are playing Bailey Peacock, who's decent, to be honest. One-on-ones is good, area reach is good, bravery's good, reach is good, handling's fine, reflexes is okay, 6'4". We're fine. Like, goalkeeper's not a must do position right now. Like, if there's a number 1 available, maybe go for him, but certainly not a priority position. We've got Mungo Bridge is currently playing at centre back. So this tells you how much depth we've got, right? Mungo Bridge is a left back who's playing at centre back. Okay, we're playing Tom Pearce out at left back, so he's fine. And then we've got Josh Doyle, who's a youngster. Okay, right back seems worrying. Right back is worrying when again we're playing when the best right back is a centre back. Evening Ultra, how are you, buddy? Lovely to see you. Hope you're well. So yeah, Vontae Daly Campbell is our best wing back, our best right back. Sorry, so right back is a question mark, I think. And probably left back if we're brutally honest. Although he's also not bad, if that makes sense. Decent crossing, decent dribbling, tackling's not too shabby, positioning's fine, acceleration's good. I think it's maybe more this side, but again, quick, but just can't cross. Marking's okay, his tackling's okay. There's not a lot really with Daly Campbell. Central defence, is our 2 best fullbacks. They're also our best centre halves. But then also if you've got a midfielder, a wing back, and a central midfielder. So centre back is must recruit. Must recruit a centre back. Harris Ash. I'm not buying more West Ham players, Dave. This is your suggestion every single time. Is what you need to do is you need to put a whole bunch of West Ham players in there. We got Harrison Ashby as well. Remember last time when we were at Wrexham. I've seen West Ham there, so for some reason I thought it said Wrexham. We got him and we didn't play him. Remember, like he's good. We didn't play him, and I felt quite bad for him, to be honest. Here's where we really start to see the lack of quality. So our defensive midfield option is MJ Williams, who's 32, and again he's fine. Like Dempsey's a box to box. He plays more central. He's fine. These are not long term options at all. Ryan Wintle, 30-year-old, out of contract at the end of the season. Like, he'll do for this moment in time. Robbie Gotts, just not quite good enough. Andre Dazelle probably wants out. We could cash in on him. He's wanted by Kilmarnock, so we could easily sell him. So DM again, I think, is a must recruit. I think maybe we look to try and loan one in from the Premier League or something. Because then we move into the midfield, and then MJ Williams looks better in midfield. 32, he's not going to be here forever, obviously. sell the pensioners and buy youth. Yeah, I think that's definitely the way to do it, to be honest. We don't want to be having 32-year-olds all over the place. You know, as fine as being 32 is, for some of you guys in the chat who are 32, that's fine. It's not a bad age, but it's just, I think that we lack midfield options. Like, all of our midfield essentially needs replacing. Like, do you know what I mean? So we need some defensive steel here. We need a bit of creativity here, because again, it's worrying when Kyle Dempsey's up there at the top, when Scott Twine is up there at the top, when Shoba Thomas is up there at the top. He's a good winger, but we don't play with wingers. Dembele isn't quite as good. He hasn't really developed particularly well, has he? He's got good flair, he's got good dribbling. That's about it, really. His passing's poor. He's got 10 for passing. His vision's not great. It's 11. Dion Charles, he's already said he wants out. So, you know, which is fine. He's 32. Up front, Johnny. We're keeping Johnny. Scott Twine, apparently. And then obviously the players on loan, so Hurst Davison, Hyam. And it's not even got the other guy who's actually playing there right now, which is Bradley Nixon. So, I mean, could he play there? Vision 13, passing 13. Could we move Bradley Dixon back? He's playing as a DLF at the minute, so we could move him into that sort of behind the striker's role. Almost. It's not gonna be, but almost as an Enganche. So by my list, we definitely need a right back. We definitely need a DM and an AM, at the very least. And if we can get another body in midfield, then I think we've had a decent transfer. Oh, and a centre back. Then I think we've had a decent window. Jimmy Dunn there, 30 years old. He's 30. Let's see if there's any players that are actually on loan that we can see. These are all players that are on loan, but only for below? No. Look at transfer list of players again, but then interested in loan. So Brooklyn Lions Foster. Look at the England under 21s. Yeah, it's not a bad shot actually. 19 for determination. Teamwork good. Work rate reasonable. Dribbling not brilliant. Acceleration's fine. Robbie Dickey Ball playing centre half. 6'3". Well, I think it's more about they're going to be too expensive, but I think it's about looking to loan them in, Lulu. So if we can look to loan players in, then that might be handy, because in terms of finance, we've got a £1.5 million transfer budget. We are massively over on our wages, so we will lose players anyway at the end of the season. So if we just, in fact, to be honest, we're going to lose one player at the end of the season. There's only one player who's out of contract. Everyone else is now on. Oh no, there we go. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 players. Okay, 10 players' contracts are up at the end of the season. So that's not the end of the world, particularly because none of them are really players that we're actually using. So Dazelle, I think we try and sell now while we can. Try and get some money in. See, the thing is as well with the under 21 players, Connor Ripley's wanted by Manchester United at 34 years old. Is there some sort of injury crisis that we don't know about? that maybe we need to consider. Okay, maybe Schober can come back in for a bit. Peter Molden's going to be out of contract. Again, doesn't quite look like he's got enough to make it for me. Maybe vision 10, crossing 6, strength 7, work rate 6. Not good enough. Not good enough. Ronan Darcy. What are you saying, Ronan Darcy? 5'7", bit of a playmaker apparently. Yeah, sorry, I just started a sentence there, didn't I, Lulu? Yeah, I think with players who are from like South America and stuff like that, like Colombia stuff, I think the issue we're going to have is going to be work permits. Obviously, because we are in a post-Brexit world on the game. Tomo, it's going to cost us 23 grand to get Tomo in. We can't afford him. Can't afford him. David McConville. There's a player in it. Look at that. There's a new gen and a half. 20 years old. Look at that lad. Oof. That's pretty decent. That is pretty decent. I think we might have to look at the England under 17s. Wilbur Diego Costa didn't need to get a work permit. Yeah, and they had to potentially go after Andy Carroll as a replacement. That's 19 grand. Jacob Bell, we don't know about. That's fine. Why haven't I run into that issue at Cork? None of you players. Yeah, you've got contract specific stuff to do. Gary Henry, Brennan. Also, as well, we have attribute masking on, so we'll have to scout everyone as well. Donovan Shibukabula. Good determination, good tackling, good positioning, decent heading, jumping. 16 as well. I feel that guy might turn into someone decent. Darren Baxter. 6'2". Okay. Let's have a look there. Robo FM, welcome. Appreciate the follow. It's very kind of you. Hope you're well. Thomas Gambos, left back, 5'8". Acceleration's good. How do I do it? Is it if I click all these, isn't it? And then go to report, scout. There we go. Let's do that. So scout the under 20s. Or is it championship? We can't see work permit rules. I think it's just a thing that's already in. I reckon, to be honest. I'll have a look. See where we go. Robo, didn't realise you were on here. Love the podcast through the lockdowns and stuff. Oh, Robo, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Absolute pleasure. Very kind of you to support that. Should come in and plug the podcast. We should. Absolutely. There we go. There is the podcast. If you haven't listened to the podcast for a little while, get yourselves involved. We didn't record one this week, unfortunately, because Rich is moving house. We do have a one coming up next week. We're interviewing Work the Space on Friday, so that should be great. Really looking forward to that. Yeah, an excellent episode indeed. But yeah, no, the podcasts have been fun, so I'm glad you've been enjoying them. Obviously, we always appreciate the support. Anyone who can jump in and have a listen, we fully love. So yeah, it's nice to see you come over. We've been streaming here for 18 months now, I think. So, which is pretty good. And personally, I'm going to speak for myself only. I'm sure the chat might back us up on this though. Quite like it. We're good around here. Like, we've got a good vibe. It's nice and chilled. We don't do anything too silly. We just do our thing, and yeah, Everyone's happy. Everyone's happy. Yeah, there you go. Cass is right. We love the vibe around here. Just nice and chilled out. Nothing too strenuous. Because why would you need it to be? Why would you need it to be? You know, you can take a guess. We're not going to be going mental. So let's just do some scouting here just to get some players from the under 20s, under 19s, that sort of stuff looked at. And then, like I said, the rest of it is then going to be going back through with the scouts going, have you come across any players at all? And then they all go, no, we didn't think you needed players. 26 grand on wages. We haven't got 26 grand on wages. Ethan Laird, like the look of. Maybe a loanee, possibly. Very quick, very good dribbling. Not so much on the jumping reach, but that's fine. That's one thing. James Bree, Sean Rooney, 6'3", mind. You know, nice to have a scream without shouting, screaming, and loud noise in general. Yeah, we couldn't do that. We couldn't do that. It's just not us. Like you'd find us out very, very quickly if I was sitting giving it all the shout and that. You'd just be like, nah, no, Tony, this isn't the thing, is it? I'd be like, no, it's not. It's not. England's a point system. There we go. That's the explanation that I couldn't articulate myself. Oh, welcome, Ali. Good to see you back. The only reason I care that the UK left the EU is FM. Benjamin, I was talking to Jay regarding a specific player from Michelino's Paradiso save. We're kind of wondering what you think about his stats. I'll have a look. I think did we have a look at him before? Possibly. I think I remember you mentioning a bearded guy from Michelino's save. So we may have had a look at him before. But yeah, pop him up in the Discord again, and we'll have a little nosy at him and see what's what. Yeah, Max Dyche, that's Sean Dyche's son, obviously, so he could be an option. Declan Thompson, he's not going to be cutting it up around here. Damien Dolan, Oscar Tongue from Peterborough. I mean, look, this is the thing, right? Do we do, you know, the shithouse move and go back and have a look at some of the lads, like Hughes, for example. 6'9". He's only got 6 goals this season. Just won the new FM derby. Oh, the new firm derby. Nice. He's transfer listed. Can't believe it. They're trying to cut him away already. Bradder's transfer listed. 14 goals in 17 games. I mean, do they need the money desperately? Is that what it is? I don't know if Bradder's can make the step up to the Championship already. McCloskey, probably not good enough, I think, for the Championship. He was touch and go at some points in League 2. Rio we loved, but isn't really good enough, I don't think. Kamari Doyle is decent, but he's on loan from Lincoln. Declan Weeks they've loaned out. On to Maidstone. Luke Harris, we loaned Luke Harris out, actually. Kern, big fan of him. He came in on loan. On your essay, they've already put on the transfer list. Big Patrick Almond. Look at this guy. He doesn't look much, but he was a beast. He's a beast for York. Foxy as well. 6'6", jumping reach 16, heading only 6 though. Still scored a few goals though. Yeah, I don't think we go and actually take anybody. So leave them as they are. Yeah. Let's look at Sean Longstaff. There you go. 30-year-old Sean Longstaff, the man who could have gone to Manchester United apparently. Charlie Colkett, getting 30. Christian Norgard, 33. Tyrone Doofus from the Kingstonian. CJ Egan Riley, see he's transfer listed from Wigan. I think we've got him on the scouting. Okay. Well, central midfielders. Elliot Embleton. 9.6 million. We've not got that sort of money. He wants a move. I mean, if he wants to loan, if he wants to be loaned back to us, then we're never getting that sort of cash. £28 million, 28 years old though, so Bizagli. I tell you what, he's getting rid of players, isn't he, Mikel Arteta? Most of the Millwall squad seems to be on transfer list. Billy Mitchell looks pretty good. Have we got a senior affiliate? I don't think so. We've only just... No, we've only just turned up as well, so they probably won't give us one. In fact, to be honest, I rarely even go for affiliate clubs. Like, I know I'm probably missing out on a whole load of stuff. And it's one of those ones that we probably should do, but yeah, it's never a button I press. Maybe I should start. You wonder how Walking are doing? I can tell you how Walking are doing. It's a really subtle way of going. Can you check Walking for us, please? Yeah, Walking are currently 6th in the Vanarama National. So there you go. They're doing all right. They're doing okay. 12 wins, 10 draws, 7 defeats. Goal difference of +7. Yeah, we can get loans in from the Premier League. That's going to be the plan. So let's try and loan players in. Get them to come down to our level. Get some first team football. And yeah, sort of show some experience. Get some experience down there. So that's the plan. That is the plan, to get some players come down and sort of learn their trade. Fankati Dabo. Bobby Pike at Shrewsbury. Tyrell Warren. Kane Ramsey. Zach Swanson. I mean, a lot of these players are just literally names in a spreadsheet at this point, aren't they? Because we've not been in the job long enough to know too much about them, and also some of them are just going to be new gens, so we're not going to know about them at all. Okay, let's hang fire then until the transfer window rolls round. Then we can see what's what. Andre Dazelle wants to go to Posh. Up the Posh. Yeah, you can go Posh, that's fine. £6,000 off the wage budget as well. So yeah, that's also going to be part of the consideration, isn't it? Arteta sacked by Millwall. Actually, there you go. It's maybe because he got rid of all the players. Incoming youth take then. Strikers, excellent. Everything else, dreadful. No offers for Malden. Okay, let's pop them on the transfer list then. Stick on the loan list as well, actually. You can do both. Sporting Kansas have made a £2.3 million bid for Vontae Daly-Campbell. 1 million up front and 1.1 million over 12 months. I think he's gonna have to go, isn't he, really? I mean, the value's probably not great. So I'll stall it for now. See what else there is, because just extra million, or like an extra $500,000 maybe would be interesting. Might try and offer him out, actually, see if we can get any more takers on him. don't think you want to sell him right now, but he's not interested in going because he's only just signed a new contract. Well, to be fair, a club has just come in for you, so I'm sure you'll be interested. So Dion Charles currently available for the under 23s. Let's try and get him out as well. Yeah, if we can sort the team out into January, then at least it gives us that sort of like base to build on. And then we're also pushing for the playoffs. That's our plan. So Dion Charles apparently is on far too much money, 15 grand. So nobody's interested in trying to get that through. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I saw that. Sorry, Benjamin. He's got a great beard. He's got great leadership. He's got great teamwork. Good dribbling, good first touch. Very composed. He's pretty quick. I like him. I'm a fan of that. That's pretty good. But yes, we definitely need some loans from the Premier League, I think. See, look, this is the issue. See, two centre-halves both need resting, and we don't actually have centre-halves to put in to replace them. So it's like, what we meant to do. We're playing with two knackered centre-halves, which means we desperately need a centre-half bringing in now. Otherwise, essentially we play a midfielder at centre-back. Unless we take the offside trap off. And go a bit more disciplined. See if that helps to sort of like try and not put as much pressure on them, maybe? Does that seem to make sense? That's in my head, that makes sense, but whether that's how it works in game or not, it's always a matter of contention. And you know what? I'm also going to put Dembele at wing back. I'm tempted. Because yeah, Daly Campbell's just not done well there, has he? Let's put Dembele there. I know it says that he can't play at full back, but you never know. Should really hit the old Rio Barnsley after last time button, but give him a bit of a G up. He'll be alright. Barnsley currently sat 11th, 35 points. We'll come back to us. I think we're about 29 points, I think. Something like that. Oh, Kenny's through. I think he's offside. Straight at the keeper. Yeah, he is offside anyway. Dembele tracking back. That'll do. Good tackle. Karamoko, sorry. Any idea how much compiling match reports on your loan players back the speed efficiency of your scouts, or does it make no difference? I think it's just weekly. Like, I think it's just the average amount of time that they would be spent looking anyway. So I presume, I could be wrong, I'm sure there's some people in the chat who'll be able to tell me exactly, Robbo. But yeah, I think if players are out on loan, they'll just get a generic amount of time report. I don't think it's specific to the ability of your staff. I think the accuracy will be specific to your staff. So if you've got like a really good scout, then they'll be able to say, yes, this is definitely, working. Or if it's not a good scout, then obviously the reports will be slightly off. Standing up, great tackle. Okay, we just need to do a little bit better here. Oh, he's gone round him. Oof. So maybe we can start feeding them back inside as well. push them back inside. So we're getting exposed a little bit on the wings. Move ourselves up to positive as well, give them a little bit of encouragement as well. So we're on 30 points, coming in 11th. So it's 5 points clear of Shrewsbury, 8 clear of Luton. Sorry, 8 clear of Swansea, I should say. Sorry, 6 clear of Swansea, 8 clear of Luton. Still 5 behind Barnsley, but pretty evenly matched though. Dembele's giving the ball away a little bit, but that's to be expected. He is playing in a slightly unfamiliar position, you could argue. If we moved him up a bit and put him in the actual wing-back slot there, then you notice how it changes straight away. But I don't think he goes there. I think we put him there. I think we can make him a complete wing-back actually. Out support, that might help. Let him get up and down the pitch a bit. That'll do. Well played. Mungo Bridge. Dempsey, ball on the top. Kenny's brought it down. Lovely. Oh, just puts it over the top. For a man who started out on fire, he's just a little bit rusty at the minute. It's just lacking a bit of confidence, I think, is old Johnny Kenny. Oh, how many touches did they need in the box? It's a lovely goal. It's a lovely goal. Chupa Akpom as well as part of the Barnsley forward line. Look at this. Lovely ball in there. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. That's a really nice goal. That's a really nice goal. I'm afraid Scott Twine's going to come off because we're going to try something a little bit different. Let's put Hurst Davidson there. Let's put Nixon there. See if this works. See if Bradley Nixon can go into this AMC role here. There's Hurst Davidson. He's away. Plays in Johnny Kenny. Oh, I thought it was nearly the perfect substitution, but sadly not quite. Here's Dempsey. Williams up over the top. Maybe make him a pressing forward, possibly. Try and get him to run the channels a bit more. Akpom, keep him out there. Cricklow, good block. That'll do. That'll do. Ball's headed away. As far as Ogbene. Good ball back in. Oof. This is all Barnsley now, isn't it? Chupa Akpom, 2-0. Well, we've turned up into a mess, and we thought we'd sticky blasted it, but maybe not. Robbo. Sorry, I should have written that better. Is it affecting the speed at which the reports come back on other players, or you're actually signing the scout as well? Oh, great blocks. 4 scouts and 10 players out on loan by companion match reports, and then just slowing down the other jobs they're doing. Yeah, I think as Kat says, I don't think it makes any difference on scouts reports, because if you're just getting reports, then it's like literally a little bit of data, nothing major. It's the actual full scouting that takes time, I think, because obviously then got to travel and put the work in, of course, watching the players. Oh oh God. That it's all down the left hand side of it. We need to address that issue. Yeah, the left hand side's being exposed. Tom Pearce is not doing well enough at all. He's got to try and push on a bit, I think. Stop those crosses coming in. 3-0. That was bad. That was very bad. That was very bad. I think we go to... Let's go up a bit. Is it? Where is it? Try the gondola? Not the gondola. The it's not that either. What have I done? What have I done? It's not that either, was it? I sent one out earlier. Don't know, it's worth going a little bit more. A bit more solid in defence. Let's have a look. Go on here. Alright, it's double, isn't it? That's right. It's a double there. Nixon goes there, Kenny goes there. Twine, they want Dempsey and Gotts. Ball winner, centre mid. DM. Wingback support. Maybe. Don't know. It's a bit more. Makes us a bit more hard to beat, possibly. We'll see. Evening, Owen. How are you, man? Pleasure to see you as always. Of course. Big Bolton fan is Owen. Big Bolton fan. He's probably not going to be overly happy to see that we've just been beaten 3-0 against Barnsley, but that's fine. It's all right. It's one of those moments. We've turned up, and you know he's going to see it. There's going to be moments, Owen. There's going to be moments. The initial early season glory. So we've won 4 of our first 7. Have lost 3. We aren't in the relegation zone yet. Still 4 points clear. So fine. Just trying to work out what we need and how we're going to do it. Transfer window's open in about 2 weeks. And yeah, we just need to try and work out if we can get some decent players in. To be fair, finding it as well as you'd imagine, to be honest, really. It's a challenge. It's a challenge because there's players there who've got big contracts that we're going to need to try and move some players on. We're overspending on wages quite considerably, 40 grand. We need to move some of those players off because we want to try and bring some players on loan. We need another centre half because we're literally playing with 2 absolutely goosed centre halves at the minute. We are going to have to move basically youngsters in to cover for them in order to give them half of a breather. But if we can bring someone in on loan, that would help at least alleviate some of the pressure on them. We've got a bit of a midfield issue in the fact that we've got a lot of midfielders but not much quality really. Up front, we're possibly okay. Like, I think we'll be fine until the end of the season. Then after that, I think we'll need to recruit heavily in the summer. But we've got 8 players who are going to be leaving in the summer anyway, so we can potentially look to sort of jig a few things around as we get there. But we've got a few players that we sort of maybe need to take a look at. Some players like here, like Jay Glass. It looks like a prospect, so we might want to be putting him in and give him a bit of a run out. Good work rate, good leadership. It's like, when's the time to drop him in? You know what I mean? Because this is the thing. Like, we're about to play Wolves, for example, right now. Like, you don't want to put them against Wolves, but I think we've got something here. Like, I think this could be a. Let's not panic too much right now, right? The honeymoon period's potentially over. Like, with the first couple of wins we had, where we look very, very exciting, has maybe taken a bit of a knock now, but that's fine. We're conceding quite a few goals from our fullback position, so we need to obviously work a bit on that, which again, we can work on. So let's sort of see how it goes, but we'll get there. As I say, if we can get some decent players in on loan from the Premier League during the transfer window, that will be really handy. We've just managed to sell Andre Dazelle there, so that's another 13 grand into the transfer coffers, but more importantly, another 6 grand off the wage bill. So Daly Campbell, we don't particularly want to sell, but he's causing a few issues in terms of conceding goals. He's on 12 grand, so again, we might need to move him out. He's got an offer in at the minute from Kansas City. Peter Molden isn't on a lot of money, really, 950 quid, so not doing much. Dion Charles is on 15 grand, but no one wants to pay that money for him because it's a lot of money for a player who's not particularly very good. I might try and move this up a smidge. I don't particularly want to sell him, but if there's a bit more cash available, then let's do it. So let's take it to that, and let's put a percentage of next sale on there as well. And if they turn it down, then they turn it down. If they accept, then perfect. Extra bit of cash. But yeah, see this here. See this 2 centre backs that are knackered. That's not useful. We don't need that. But we're just going to quickly try out a formation I've used in Italy. So that gives you a bit of an idea as to what we're trying to do at this point at home to Wolves. We are going for 0-0. We are definitely trying for 0-0. If we can nick something, we can nick something, but let's see, shall we? Going for the knees. Totally. Of course we are. Sometimes it's just about getting points, isn't it? Just get points on the board. A bit of snow. That's what we want. 3 wins out of our last 5. Granted, isn't ideal, but be fine. Wolves haven't won in their last 5. So if anything, we're on better form. I mean, they do have Carlos Vinicius. So, and they are currently 7th. So, they're favourites, understandably, but that's what it's all about, right? This is what Football Manager is all about. You never know. 99JM, pleasure to see you as always. We'll see you very soon, no doubt. Okay, that's fine. Let's keep the ball. Wintle above the top. Nixon, he's hit the goalkeeper somehow. Goalkeeper hasn't got a clue what's going on there. Ball was straight through to him. He should have finished it. Cross has come in, cleared away. As well, to make it a TJ team, we're missing a bit of height and a bit of pace, aren't we? We need both those things. Dempsey, Bridge, Pierce. Came to nothing. Literally came to nothing. They're all sitting there going, what do we do? Fine, put the ball in if you have to. I mean, at the minute, 0-0. We can take that. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to try and get the wing backs to cross early. They are crossing from deep. Cross towards the centre. Actually, target forward. We haven't really got a target forward, but if they put them in there, then that should be roughly where we want it, right? Yeah, night, Goodger. A pleasure as always. Always love it to see you in. How am I feeling about PTTP? I think it's a good group. This one. I think we've got some very, very good competitors in there. And I think we've got a few unknowns. Nixon's going to get sent off, isn't he? Oh. They just insist on making things more difficult for themselves, don't they? Like, why? Went for the knees. Gets away now. Kenny's obviously up on his own, doing all the dirty work. He's just going to be running, and he might as well make him a DLF now. Just come deep, get the ball. Not quite what I was expecting, to be honest. Wasn't quite expecting to have to maybe to get stuck in off. Maybe play a bit more disciplined as well, I think. Try and just keep our shape a bit. See how we get on, but it's not great when you're down to 10 men. Coventry look like they've got a point somewhere. Oh, they're losing actually. So we're 5 points clear of Coventry at this point. That ball's played to nobody. You know, if we're giving the ball a silly, at least look up and realise there's nobody there. At least do that. Goal. Oh, should have been a goal. Right. Let's try and commit a player up front, shall we? Everyone's knackered. Everyone's completely knackered. Right. Maybe time to go for it. Where? Right, let's try that. It's a corner. That's never a good sign. It's always when you make a change. That seems to be the new thing that FM's picking up at the minute, isn't it? You make a change and then it's like, oh, here's a corner. Great. Okay. It's fine. We can grind more results out. We're still only 4 points clear. Still 4 points clear of the bottom. We're not done yet. We can't even bring our defenders off. That's the problem. They're too knackered. 10 men. What was Bradley Nixon doing? Right. Now we get into the meats of it. So now it's time to sit down and go, right, let's get some players brought in because we need to get some goals. Start getting some points back on the board as well. Isn't a suitable reason to hold a meeting. We've lost 4 out of our last 5. Yeah. We've now lost more. Well, no, we've lost 4 games, won 4 games. Yeah, that's a reasonable reason to call a meeting, but never mind. They're gonna go away with it. And now they said now they're gonna come and hold a team meeting. I've just said that. Right. There we go. Get everyone all happy, and then try and shift them all out. 2.9 million. You just nudge that up a smidge. I'm not. Come on, if you can make it over 3, then we can talk. But yeah, we need a right back regardless of what happens with him there. Definitely need a centre half. Definitely need a centre half. $3.7 million. Even David Nyholm, how are you, buddy? Always a pleasure to see you. Are you well? Hope life's treating you good. Let's have a look. We've not made our way out of Norway just yet. Don't worry, not yet. Doing good, doing good. That's what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear. Sam Duff. If we played wide midfielders, he's good. Maybe we go back to 4-4-2. Now this is the thing. Do we switch our system up? Because potentially the diamond might not be working. You know, I'm open to that as well. Adam Campbell, finishing 14 to 18, acceleration 13 to 16. There's got to be more to it than that, surely. What else can you do? Also, there's that lad at Stockport as well we liked. So, Jordan Houston. Good dribbling, good acceleration. 27. See, he's a bit... tiny bit on the old side, isn't he? Everyone's very well, David. Everyone's very well indeed. Yeah, little ones are good. Mrs. J is good. Life is good, I think. Willie Kwambwala. Good championship defender. Is he available for loan? No, of course he's not. Of course he's not. Well, there you go. There's your Colombian. There's your Colombians you're after. Again, maybe not. Ian Smith. Very slow indeed. Agile, determined, good tackling. 5'11". Is that acceleration going to be an issue? I mean, his pace is okay. His acceleration's not great. He'll work on his explosivity. He's out of contract. He's also available for loan. Could he be? He could maybe be a right back, maybe. Possibly. We'll see. We'll think. He's certainly no worse than what we've already got. So how did we end up at Bolton? So basically, we started at Brackley. So we started as a non-league journeyman essentially with no club. We ended up at Brackley for 4 years in the National North, and then we moved to York City again in the National North. Won the playoffs in the National North, then won the playoffs in the National Division for the first time asking, got them in the Football League. Then we got offered the chance to come to Bolton in the Championship. So big jump. Figured, like, let's do that. Go across there. They were in the relegation zone, of course they were. So we thought, right, let's go and see what's happening down there. And yeah, here we are. What we plan to do with it, I don't really know, to be honest, is the answer. We're just playing the game until FM22 and FM23 comes out, to be honest. So we should... we have no actual plans per se, if that makes sense, at this stage. So we will see. Evening, Sean. How are you? Welcome. Always a pleasure to see you in. any more streams next week as I've got holidays. So yeah, we'll be streaming. Let me just check what dates next week is, because I don't want to tell you lies. Next week looks like it's going to be. Well, we can stream Monday night because there's nothing really happening Monday night. It'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday next week. So yeah, we'll definitely be about. We'll do some normal streaming, and then also we have next Sunday on the 25th. On the 25th is TJFM Draft. TJFM versus the community. So we'll be doing that on the Sunday night as well. So that can be quite good fun. Then the week after is FM Playoffs week. So that's always good fun. So I'll be on hosting the Path to the Playoffs second round, which will be fun. Path to the Playoffs 1 tomorrow, which Jebbaru's hosting, and the lineup is very good indeed. It looks like it's going to be a very, 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 very good competition, to be honest. There's a lot of people in there that might be able to cause a few upsets. Some debutantes in there who some people may underestimate, and also some very, very experienced drafters who may make a massive error and cause issues to themselves, which has happened a lot. So yeah, there's definitely potential for some stories in there. So yeah, come and hang out with us on Thursday. It'll be good fun. Dominic Iorfa, 32. See, 6'4" though. He's reasonable pace. I know we're saying try and get youngsters in, but at the same time, I'm thinking we also just need to stay in the division. So no more back post goals conceded, please. I also don't know if we've got any money to spend on wages, which is going to be a massive issue. I mean, Sean Longstaff as well is not the worst player, but Josh Tobin, actually, there's the thing. There's the lad, yeah, from Coventry. He was on the shortlist. He's gone off now. Centre back. We buy him for 50 grand, do you reckon? I have to wait and see, because we're going to need some cash. Yeah, we're going to need wage budget first, I think. Those Duncan's got a decent spread of attributes there, hasn't he? 17 for bravery, 16 for determination, 18 for teamwork, 15 for leadership, 14 for jumping reach. His heading's not great. He's only 18. They're saying he's a deep line playmaker. Interesting. You can sign Tobin on a free. We can, yeah, but it'll be for the end of this. So it's for the start of next season, though. Surely. In fact, actually, it's 950 grand compensation. So yeah, we don't want that. Yeah, 950 grand compensation's not what we're fancying. Let's see for 50 grand. Maybe try and do that instead, possibly. One day you'll see McEachran and you'll be like, you'll maybe not see him in the database. You'll not actually be surprised. Paul Jackson, Dan Gallagher. He looks very good. There's that Nemeth bloke again. Okay, it looks decent, doesn't he? Maybe good, maybe not though. I'm not sure. 2 caps for Hungary might not be enough to get him over, to get him into the country. So got that to think about, haven't we? George Honeyman, 33 years old. I think we may have to go slightly against what we want to do, and we might have to get some experienced heads in just to see out the season, and then look to rebuild in the summer. That's what I think. It's not quite the way we want to do it, but I think we may have to do it in 2 stages. Ian Hogan looks alright, actually, doesn't he? We had a look at him before. I mean, maybe his technicals aren't great. His mentals are good, though. So, yeah, I think that's what we're going to have to do. I think we're going to have to go the other way around and yeah, get some stopgaps in now. Ben Sheaf is reasonable. Because I think the amount of players that we need, as well, is also going to be a bit of an issue. Because we can't even afford to just go and get free transfers, because again they're going to cost money, and we don't have money to give to anybody. Adebiaro. See, he wants cash. See, all these players as well are going to want money to go on loan, I'm guessing, as well. We're not going to be able to get them for free. Unless we're incredibly fortunate. And I'm guessing no one outlook. We're not going to be incredibly fortunate in that sense. So we're going to have to work on the assumption that we're going to be paying for players, which means we're going to have to really move some players off this wage budget. Tyrese John Jules. Yeah, no worries, Grimmy. A pleasure as always, man. A pleasure as always. Is this guy worth getting in, though? Maybe. We'll have to have a think on that one. Lewis Duncan apparently not useful. Good old McElmandron. Yeah, we're not going to go anywhere near him. Not at all. He's gone to Watford. He's gone to Columbus. Fair enough, we're not going to get him then. That's fine. Get rid of some youth players who aren't very good to free up the wage budget. Maybe. I think we have to just get rid of a whole bunch of everybody's, to be honest. Start moving players in who actually are going to be part of the setup. So, well, Harvey Monk, they're never going to get anywhere near, is he? So. I suppose you're right, yeah, try and sort of get them off, but if not, we're going to have to then just hope for the best, really, because they're all going to go at the end of the season, so. He's not dreadful. They're probably not going to make it, but Jamie Hughes, I can't really see him making that step up, can we? He's wanted by Kilmarnock. Let's get him moved on. Ryan Cole, he's 21 though. Loan, fine. Get him in. Evening Apocalypse, how are you? welcome. Hope you're well. Nice to see you again. Just trying to get some stuff sorted out here at Bolton tonight, so share a screenshot in Discord which shows what people need to be doing to get a work permit in the UK. Ah, bless you, Cass. There we go. 70% of the games, that's right. Does not require a number of points from the other categories, league matches, level of league, achievements. I thought it was something like that. But I couldn't, when you just can't explain it fully. Just like, there's some sort of like thing. Certainly have better days, but here that's what matters. Oh mate, sorry to hear that things are a bit crap, but as you say, you're here. That's the main thing. Hopefully we can either take your mind off it or help or whatever it's going to be. So yeah, you're amongst friends here now. So yeah, just sit back and chill out. A whole host of nonsense to get a work permit. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? It was always going to be, wasn't it? It was always going to be. I think that's the whole point of it. Really, they don't want to make it easy. So it takes a footballer a week, it takes everyone else months. If even then, if that, like, still probably won't even get one in real life. So offers for 5 players. Right, so the centre halves then are gonna get a bit of a rest now because there's no games, so that's gonna help. Let's see if we can get 100 grand maybe. Certainly not getting into a bidding war. Right, so we've got a week's rest, 10 days. So hopefully that'll mean that our centre halves are going to sort of start relaxing a little bit. Is it worth getting ourselves back for a? Is it worth sort of getting ourselves set up for finding out what, like maybe a new formation or something, possibly? Do we go for a flat 4-4-2? Do we go for a sort of 4-1-3-2, maybe? Because we could, for example, let's clear that. Right. We could copy that. Maybe put a player in there. So you'd have that. These would both be box-to-box midfielders. That'd be a DM. That could be a ball winner. Would it be a ball winner? Maybe? Is that how that would work? Or would that be a central midfielder on attack? So box to box. Actually, that's a bit too offensive, isn't it? DLP possibly. Would that work? Could do, couldn't it? And then you got wing backs on auto. They'll be given the width. They could then turn to Mazzalas if needs be. Not sure if that's a DLP or that's just a normal central midfielder on support. Let's carry it on. You know what I mean? See them maybe put like that. Dempsey's out for how long? injured for 2 days, right? So that, for example, could maybe work, couldn't it? Short passing, standard tempo, work the ball in the box still. It's quite narrow. Maybe we don't need to be so high up, but it feels like it should work. Yeah, like I don't know if I've got too many support actions in the middle. Whether I'm covering enough defensive duties here or not. Let's rename it. It sort of makes sense to me in my head. That makes sense. There's nothing outlandish there that's going to be too crazy. Like these guys could easily become Mazzalas if needs be, to drift out a bit. Better have a Mazzala in a box to box rather than 2 BBMs. Yeah, I'm thinking more about defensive solidity, because obviously we're playing Norwich next, so we could maybe have like double. I guess whatever you want to do. So if you had double ball winners there, you'd have them both as ball winners on defend. So that's going to make that really tricky for Norwich to get through, which maybe is what we need to do in this situation here. And then you could even have like a ball winner as well, is he? Right? You could even have like an AP maybe, if needs be. You know, and sort of like they could start doing some other stuff. Like a roaming playmaker maybe or something, which is the DM to anchor man. Yeah, I think the thing with the anchor man is they're very, very rigid, very rigid. I like it. I like the anchor man and the halfback. I think that the DM on defend just fits a little bit better. I think that the idea of the anchor man is more well thought out than the actual than how it actually works in the game. Okay, so there we go. So Vontae Daly Campbell is going to be going. 400 grand has been added to the transfer budget as we agree a deal of what, £3.7 million. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, Raju, but that's how I understand it. That's how I understand it. I'm more than happy to be proven wrong. 250 grand for Josh Tobin. Here we go. This is where we're not going to have enough money for his wages, isn't it? 9 grand, 2.7. Oh dear. We can't do anything at this point, can we? Hand it over, unable to agree terms. Right, let's walk away for now. But we know that 250 grand could get him. So maybe when Halifax have hired Fabian Delph. Yeah, that makes sense as well. Tobin leaves club. Perfect. Oh, now he doesn't want to. Now he doesn't even want to speak to us. I mean, that's a worry. That's a worry. I might be able to get him in on a free transfer now. That'll be good. Save a bit of cash there. Reece Morgan. He looks alright, doesn't he? Amateur contract, first touch. Vision's very good. Determination's very good. Decision making's excellent. Jumping reach is massive. What's this lad doing? He's a Welsh and Ganj. Because of course he is. Why wouldn't he be a Welsh and Ganch? Get yourself in, Reece Morgan. What a little fight that was. Is he going to get banned for more games? I don't know. There's a conspiracy against us. Now it's time for us to start like doing our best Jurgen Klopp impression and start like kicking off. That's what I'll start doing now, I reckon. Okay, so that was interesting. We think we found a player from Wales who can come in pretty quickly. Daniel Holub, again, he looks pretty handy, doesn't he? He's off to Bristol by the looks of it. Alright, let's just scroll up to the top, see who's around, see what we can maybe do. Keenan Davis. 10 grand for a loan. 10 grand. That's eye-watering money. Absolute eye-watering money. Ethan Laird, we know, is going to be too expensive for us as well. We can't get him on loan just yet because he wants 16 grand wages, I believe. Yeah, 18 grand. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all. Taylor Gardner Hickam. The thing is that we now need a wing back in desperately because got rid of one. Got rid of one straight away. Sean Rooney we can't get in just yet. Dabo from Sunderland. He's not particularly strong, is he? Cameron Ewan. He's okay. That lad from Celtic looked okay though, to be honest. Daniel Furlong, again, he's going to be far too expensive. I don't even let him go, to be honest. Duke McKenna. A right back who can play a winger. Tackling's not great. Passing's good though. He's worth a look at. He's an interesting player. He's 27, he's just sort of on the cusp, isn't he? Of sort of like, is he going to be good enough? Or is he going to be someone that we're going to keep long term? I think the answer at the minute is not sure. Kane Wilson. I want to say that we've had Kane Wilson before. I want to say that we had him at Posh. I'll put him on the shortlist just in case. Dominic Orford. Can we get Dominic Orford? 5 grand. Let's just see if he's going to go with no wages. Norton centre back. I mean, look, we need him to play right back. That's the problem. Ben Winter. Alex Penny. Dujon Sterling. No. Zach Swanson of Sheffield Wednesday. Do we just go with Egan Riley? He's former Man City, isn't he? Expecting to play with defensive midfield. That's not where I had you in mind. That's not where I had you in mind. I was expecting you to play right fullback or right wing back. Not midfield. You know what? Let's do it. Let's have a quick little look. Then who's unattached? Who hasn't got a club at this point? Any names that are jumping out? Ashi Makuoko. No. I won't be able to pronounce that properly. People think I'm taking the mick. Harry Burt's whistle. Nope. Harvey McBurney. Felix Lipsnassen. Yeah, I'm not convinced at this point that there's... Like, I think we will get someone in, but I don't know who. Actually, here's an idea. Instead of doing that, let's try and rope the board in, shall we? Director of football. What are you thinking? Nobody for long. Nobody for long. Excellent. Craig Kemp, apparently, from Hibs. 17 years old. Is that what you found? You found an unknown player for loan. You're not great at finding loans, are you? I'm starting to think that they don't really know what they're doing at this point. No, nothing. Literally nothing. They've found 2 players, both playing in Scotland, that they don't know about. Rocco Vata, who probably might not really be any good, we don't know, and Craig Kemp, who we don't know anything about as well. That feature definitely needs improvement. You're right, Cass, especially after the whole, like, the fact that they've got the recruitment meeting package as well. Like, that, it just seems like there's nothing going on there either. You turn up and you're like, oh, let's have a recruitment meeting. They're like, okay, cool. What information have you got? Nothing really. Yeah, call a meeting if you've got something to talk about, otherwise it's just not gonna happen, is it? Okay, so 2 players are gonna be leaving very soon. Now we're gonna have to say no to this as well, I think. Paul Davies decides to stay. Excellent. Reece Morgan has decided to join the club. Excellent. Okay, we'll see what this Reece Morgan's got up his sleeve, shall we? Because attributes-wise, it looks pretty good, to be honest. So, going to be interested to see what happens. He turns up in January. That looks like a player. Yes, his acceleration and his balance, his pace, maybe not great, but if he's going to be an Enganche, he just stands there and just lets things move around him. So mentals are good, first touch is good, technique's good, vision's good. He's 6'3". That could work, right? That could work. Because we could stick him here where Nixon is, really, and just turn him into an Enganche rather than as a DLF. I tell you what, let's also I'm gonna mix things up. Put Godfrey Matovu in the starting lineup. He's 16 years old. Just think he might be someone that they're not expecting. As soon as I get the chance of getting rid of my DOF and bring an actual good one. Yeah, I think that's not a bad shout, to be honest, Cass. I think we just presume that because they're there, they're going to be fine. This guy looks tasty as well, doesn't he? Look at this. 17-year-old winger, 16 for first touch, passing, techniques, bravery, Fitness and balance, all very good. Flair's great. Long shots is pretty good for a 17-year-old as well. They're not saying he's available for loan, but 17, he's definitely someone to look at. Millwall and Wrexham are going in for Tobin. We probably can't get anywhere near. Oh, we fucked it. We fucked up Tobin. Oh, can't believe it. We let a perfectly good signing, in fact, a really good signing. We fucked it up. We fucked it up royally. Oh, can't believe it. Can't believe it. How have we done that? Like, only we could do that, right? Surely we could do that. Typical, absolutely typical. Lewis Green looks alright as well, you know. Accrington player. Work rate's a little bit low, maybe. Ben Wilkinson from Leicester. They're not willing to let him go on loan. Hart itself. Maybe. McCloskey, maybe. Mackenzie Hunt. I mean, it's a big step up for him, isn't it? Charlie Savage. There's a shout, actually. Not on loan. Not on loan. Liam Roberts. About 35. Let's get rid of him. Don't need him on loan on the shortlist at the minute. Remy Longdon. Get rid of him as well. Taylor Foran, there's a point. Can he still play championship football? He could. Jay Holtz. The thing is, there's players on here that we're never going to get anywhere near at York, never mind at Bolton. So it's got to take a few seconds just to get rid of some of these guys. To be fair, I could probably do this off stream actually. Callum Winchcombe, Kevin Gonzalez, of course, the lower league Colombian that we looked at. Greenidge, Paravel. Gowdry, we're not going to get there. We're not bothering him. Not bothering him at all. Right. I'm quite surprised to see a lack of players on loan at the minute. That's what I'm quite surprised at. Unless we go direct to the source and go straight through the Premier League teams and just go through them one by one and try and work out who's available and who's not. Is that the right way to do it? Just literally go click through clubs going, hello, who's available? Like literally just knocking on the door. Oh. Are you kidding us? We've got a goalkeeper's got a virus and now Bailey Peacock is injured. We're going to have to just inject him, aren't we? Because we've got no option. He's going to have to be injected. Part of me thinks that this game is... I know it's not, but you can't help but think this game is scripted sometimes. To be like, oh, you know what would be really interesting would be if this happened right now. And you're like, that would really, really fuck things up. And yeah, and then that's what happens. So yeah, I think this is pretty much where we are at the minute. Kieran Chisholm. He could play fullback, couldn't he? Maybe. Arvin Appiah. Again, he's a forward player. Francisco Jose. What are you saying? Ball winning midfielder, Brazilian, 20 years old. Get yourself in on trial. You sound right up the Bolton street. Although you'd be much better if you were 35. Yeah. That'd be so much better. Attracting attention from Arsenal, Flamengo, Chelsea, and Bolton. That's the way we do things around here. We mix it up. Go. Have you considered coming to Bolton? No. I think that seems a reasonable question to ask, doesn't it? Why would you not ask? Luciano's agreed to come on trial, as has Francisco Jose. I mean, look, this could be like the Mascherano and Tevez deal all over again. Just, get these guys in going, you know what? We'll move you on. We'll move you on quickly. It'll be fine. I can't see us getting work permits for them, but yeah, there's nothing on. There's nothing on the TV on Monday, so I wouldn't bother. Again, I don't think we're going to be able to get a work permit for these guys. That's the problem. But you never know. I mean, if we could, and then we sell them off pretty quickly. I mean, this guy was great for 18. He's got fantastic eyebrows as well. Look at it. I mean, this is wonderful statistics for attributes. Sorry. For 18. I mean, if we could bring them both in, that would be like proper Bolton, wouldn't it? Like struggling to get the position that you need, and then going, actually, we've decided to bring in 2 young Brazilians instead on free transfers. Free transfers as well. Transfer window's open. Has Morgan dropped in? When do we get Morgan? It should be today, right? He should be here. I can't believe his soul is an important player for the club. Is a poor form and time to let him go. Look, he came in because he went because there was a decent offer for him. Reece Morgan, in he comes. This is the man. This is our man. 6'3". Okay. I think there's something there. He's not cost us a penny. We can bring him in. Hopefully he can do something. As I say, we'll look at these Brazilian lads as well who can sort of work around them. I mean, aggression and bravery, that's what you want right there, innit? Getting your foot stuck in. 5'10". Granted, they've not got second passports, which would have made it easier for them to sign. In fact, presuming it's going to be really difficult to get them, but they're not saying that there's going to be an issue with their work permit at this stage. Do we roll the dice on them? I mean, I suppose the worst thing that comes out is we sell 2 Brazilians pretty quickly. You know, the best thing that could happen is they could turn to be absolute diamonds. Right, where is he? Is Morgan in the reserves, is he? He is, he's on the under 23s. Get yourself up to the first team, son. That's where you're going to be. Right, make your debut as well, straight in. Okay, no questions asked. Roman Darcy's wanted by Knox County. We could maybe look to cash in. We could maybe look to do that. Hyam's back as well. Excellent. And yeah, we definitely need a right back, because Dembele is the only option we've got there. So this is what I'm going to try. I'm going to go with number 12 for East Morgan. I'm going to go with this. Then it's 4-1-3-2. We're giving a debut to Godfrey Matavu and Reece Morgan. So let's see how they get on, shall we? Up against Bolton, we're not in great form at the minute, and Bolton are currently Norwich are currently 11th. We're currently 17th. We're currently 19th. I think we've just conceded a free kick in a very, very dangerous position, which usually results in a goal, and it's resulted in a goal. So 12 minutes in, we're already a goal down. Yeah, nothing you can do there. Nothing you can do. Those sorts of goals happen. Oh, we're only a point ahead of Shrewsbury now. This is worrying. This is worrying. Shrewsbury have been picking up points all over the place. We've been letting points slip. Okay, free kick. Dempsey puts it in. Robbie Gotts on the end of it. Oof. That's not a bad effort. Okay, we can do better. We can do better. Okay, just push on a little bit more. Maybe let's go positive as well in the second half. Dial up a bit of pace actually as well. There you go, Pierce with a breakaway. Where's he looking? There's Morgan. Oh, nearly a debut goal for Morgan. Could have been a bit of a storyline, couldn't it? Seeing him getting a goal on his debut, that would be pretty impressive. Ball's come out now, so here's... Oh, thought he came out to carry, but he's actually been dispossessed. Get yourself back in. Oh, ball's come through. Great finish. I don't think we deserve to be 2-0 down, to be honest. It's a bit of a shame, that one. Yeah, I mean, it's decent. It's a decent move, isn't it? There's not really much we can do about it, sadly. Yeah, just one of those things. One of those things. Yeah, there's nothing we can change. There's nothing we can change. We're 2-0 down. Give them a bit of a look. It was fine. Maybe we need a little bit more. We need a bit of luck. You know what I mean? We need a bit of luck. It'll be alright. It'll be alright. I said, okay, we'll get a few extra players in over the January, and hopefully that can mean that we can start pushing on a little bit more. It's Martin Jensen. He looks right for 17, doesn't he? Frank Morch. Oh, so you did look at right backs. Okay, good, excellent. Walters. Yeah. Not wanting to go on loan. Swangi, not wanting to go on loan. Guerrera. Tackling 9. Very fast though. Emmanuel Atipoe. Atipoe need to play 60 games. Right, can't get him any of that. Right, so that's fantastic. You've literally given me nothing to work with here. Outstanding work. I don't know why we bother. Dylan Sameo. He's pretty good. Not willing to go on loan. Fine. Frankie Kent. Okay. I don't know whether we play the FA Cup now or not, or whether we sort of keep ourselves. Just, when you start thinking, not quite convinced that we're there yet. We need to do a bit of rejigging around. Aaron Molinas, advanced playmaker, formerly of Boca. Don't know. Part of me's thinking, like, do we go crazy and like do a Bolton and bring a whole bunch of players in? But right, you know what? I'm going to try these Brazilian lads actually. I wonder if there's anything we can do. Allow the players to treat the club as a stepping stone. 100%. 14 million pound release clause. There's got to be some issue here, surely. There's got to be some issue here. Are we potentially about to sign 2 young Brazilians for for nothing essentially? And do we go for the Argentinian as well? Do we add South American flair to Bolton? I mean, it would solve our midfield issues, wouldn't it? We wanted a DM, we wanted a midfielder, and then we wanted an AM as well. How much does he want? I'm happy just to leave it at 7. We're not getting anywhere near that. 17 grand. You can have 2. I feel like so shit in that conversation going, this is what we are. Never mind. We tried. That would have been fun. Heading to bed, no worries, Apocalypse. A pleasure having you in tonight, as always. That would have been crazy. Sitting potentially pulling off the deal of 2 Brazilians and then an Argentinian in quick succession, going like, there you go, we're sorted now. Glenn Foster looks good, doesn't he? Presuming we get quite a lot of stuff coming through fairly quickly, because obviously we've started to scout a lot of players. Ryan Davies looks good actually. Can we take over that deal? I'd be happy with that. Jumper reach 13, heading 16. Centre half, 20 years old, 14 for acceleration. He's not. He's played 15 games in the for Hibs, so he has played. See if there's anyone else that's sort of just jumping around that we can look at. Graham Anderson. Do we sign Lucas Horney? Decent marking, brave, good balance, good jumping, good concentration. Tackling is not brilliant. Phil Makel, Ben Williams. Look and see if there's any players in sort of reserve squads that look like they might be decent for us to have a look at. Ton of Vale, James Shaw. There's some things in it: heading, jumping, determination, tackling. 6'4". They're things we like. They are things we like. This, of course, is just looking in the Championship as well. Ivo Lenton. Again. That's pretty decent for 140 grand. Maybe we could potentially buy him. Possibly. He doesn't seem massively out of budget, does he? And again, he's sort of got what we need. Tackling, marking is okay. 22 years old. He's wanted by QPR, Portsmouth, Burton. £2,000 to get him on loan, which means we probably can't afford to pay for him to buy him. But we can certainly think about it. Ashley Phillips as well. There's another defender there. 6'4". Luke Cochran. Let's have a quick look in the Premier League, actually. Very quick look. Just see if there's any players in the reserve squads who might be worth a look at that we can maybe get in on loan. Ideally, where we don't have to pay anything. You know, we're looking at like sort of, I don't know, some sort of might find, I don't know, like an Argentinian wonder kid or something in there. Would love to come and play for Bolton. Or a 42-year-old Kenyan. Either or. Zach Sturge. He's on big money, isn't he? But he's also not playing. It's tackling 4 and 8. No, that's not good. That's not good. Barry Smith, Tom Rayner. That's a fierce man. Just looked at Zach Sturge, haven't we? Cristiano Beckles. Mickey Molyneux. Mickey Molyneux's not your real name, mate, is it? Let's be honest. You've made that up. Lamin Yatta, 6'4", Norwegian. He looks alright, doesn't he? Teamwork, leadership, tackling, heading, jumping. 6'4". He's only a 2.5 star though. So he's not that good. There's Neil, nothing jumping out there. Chris Manning. I'm just having a look at players that are wanted at this point. See if there's anyone that's sort of been like, oh, if they're wanted, then maybe they're good enough. Nicholas Mahmood. They're already listing for loans, so they presumably must be half decent if they're doing that already. Put on the shortlist: Daniel Gore, wide playmaker; Austin Hamakachi, Jack Folds. I'm worried we might need a goalkeeper as well now, because if we've got injuries to goalkeepers and illnesses creeping through, then I end up having to play one of the kids, which isn't ideal, but we're not against it. There's the entire Millwall team, all transfer listed. At least it certainly feels that way. Adi Demiri, Josh Chippendale, Elijah. What have Newcastle got? They've probably usually got someone. Blaine McIntosh. Oh, Mozza. Very kind of you, mate. 15 months is huge commitment. Thank you, mate. Appreciate the support. Hope you're well. Big shout, of course, for Mozza in there. If you're not following Mozza, why not? Why are you not following Mozza? He's the gaffer of the FM playoffs, which of course is this weekend, and it's going to be good. It's going to be a good one. So make sure you drop him a follow and keep up on top of stuff. And he does F1 Manager as well. So again, have a little look at that. Mozzie, you're not going to believe this, right? We're at Bolton at the minute, right? And we've just signed this lad. He's just come in from Cardiff Met. He was free, right? So he's out of contract, okay? And he's a Welsh Ganch. I've never come across one of those before. But I think there's quite a bit that I like about him. He's got a great first touch, great decision making. His technique is good. He's very composed. He can jump. Boy, can he jump. 17 jumping reach. 6'3". Like, we had to get this guy in, didn't we? He's not pacey at all. I get that, but he must be a decent player. Surely we can put him in that number 10 spot, and he can just have balls hit off him if needs be. So that's our first sort of interesting thing of the transfer window. The second interesting thing of the transfer window is we might be buying 2 young Brazilians again on free transfers. This lad, I don't understand. He's going to come in for like $2,000 a week if he gets a work permit. Maybe he wants to use the club as a stepping stone. He can use the club as his own personal toilet if he wishes. Like, get him in, absolutely fine as a young midfielder, and we'll bring his mate Francisco Jose, who seems like an angry bugger. We'll get him in as well. So I don't quite know how it's happened, but we're going to have a strange transfer window, I think, as we're trying to sort of get our players ready for the rest of the season, because it started well. It started very, very well when we first came in. There you go. Beat Sunderland, beat Ipswich, beat Hull, beat Millwall, and then we lost everything else. So we're on a bit of a rut at the minute. We've got Sunderland in the FA Cup, third round. We've got Coventry away. We're just going to miss out on a player that Coventry just released, who we wanted to get in desperately, and we're not able to get him in because we've sort of ballsed up the contract a little bit. So now he doesn't want to talk to us, which is a shame, because if you look at him, he's exactly what we need at centre half. He's 100% what we need. So he's going to go off to either Millwall or Wrexham. Millwall, who were formerly managed by Mikel Arteta. Just so you know. Mikel Arteta, yes. But yeah, hope everything's treating you good, buddy. It's always nice to have you in, as I say. So we're now desperately trying to find players we can bring in on loan from Premier League clubs, presumably. If not from there, then just wherever, really. A couple of players that are linked in Scotland as well. So what do we think of this guy? What do you think of this guy? Where is he? Don't tell me that we haven't. All right. What's this lad look like? Just before you go, as a potential right back. He's out of contract, so we can sign him as well if needs be, or we can bring him in on loan. I think if he's not going to cost us anything, well, we can't bring him on loan. That's the problem. Right. Okay. Bugger. Right, that ends that thought then. That ends that thought. Now Arsenal, Cardiff, Everton and Portsmouth want to sign Luciano as well. This is where it all goes wrong. So we didn't. And Villa and Brighton and Leeds and Newcastle. Oh well. The Brazilian dream was close. The Brazilian dream was close. Right, they don't want to let us go. Fine, whatever. Go fuck yourselves, Brighton. Not letting us take over a player. Fine, whatever. Not a problem. I mean, the thing is, like, you know, if Luciano wants to use the club as a stepping stone, he can, but he needs to be at the club first. I think that's the issue, and so far, he's not done that. He's not signed the contract yet, so could be the quickest no thanks. And we're away. Didier Deschamps is considering the Brentford job. All right, we're gonna edge into the Sunderland game, aren't we? We're gonna end up playing the Sunderland game. Partly just to sort of wait and see what happens with these two Brazilian lads. I don't think we're getting them. I don't think that we're getting them. Which, you know, it's going to be a shame. Right, Rochdale and Darcy, that's fine. Queen of the South and David Oliver. See, again, he's got reasonable attributes, but he's got nothing up front. Nothing up top. Millwall have signed Josh Tobin. Can't believe that. Can't believe we buggered that up as bad as we did. I mean, it's fairly obvious that we'd have done that. So let's see him play Stephen Welsh out wide. Morgan in midfield. High up top. It's not the worst idea, to be honest, but I mean, it's only the FA Cup, so it's like, if it works, great. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. What's our expectation here? This is why we haven't made the most of set pieces. Okay, that's fine. We can do that, right? Minimum 4th round of the FA Cup, but satisfied that we're not getting relegated. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. Christian Richter, goalkeeper there. Forsen, Mazzala. Transfer listed. League One standard apparently. Formerly West Ham, Dave Goodger will be happy. We haven't signed a West Ham player on this save yet. Jake Elliott, free transfer defender. Wants big money. Philadelphia. I don't know if he's going to want this. I don't know if he's going to want the 0 wages we can offer him. I mean, I'm willing to pay no money for Sean Longstaff. Like zero, literally zero money. If you want more than zero, then the deal's not going to happen. We don't need him now, do we? Although, if Wickham are going in for him, nah, I don't think so. Well, McNeil, it's for free transfers. McCall we don't need anymore, so we take him off. Martin Allen, we don't need him. Yeah, we're just going to bundle our way into this cup game, and then at that point, we'll decide what goes on from there. But right, MJ Williams is back, is he? Excellent. Then he can probably. I was going to say he can come back in the side, but Matovu had a great game. Robbie Watson. I'd say come in for Dempsey. Oops, sorry, just clattered the mic on there. Actually, you know what? No, he's not fully fit yet. Let's keep him there for now. Wintle needs to do a little bit more. Right, I think we need to just do better as a team. To be honest, let's pop him there just for now. Can be an engage. But to be fair, he was good as a DLF actually in the last match. So let's put him as a DLF on support. See if that works. We do need desperately need a fullback, don't we? Desperately need a fullback. Unless we move our centre backs out to right back and play it that way, then put a midfielder at centre back. It's not the best idea, but it's an idea. Something we could do. I'd probably rather not. Right, well headed. Out of the way. Cleared away again. To be fair, we're being forced all over the place. Oh. Right. Focus a bit. Not quite the start that we were after. Maybe we'll go back to the diamond. Yeah, I think let's go back to the diamond. This is not quite what we were hoping for. Let's see what we can come up with. I'm worried. I'm worried defensively. I'm very worried. Because I'm worried, I'm now going, what the hell do I do to change it? Because we started our life at Bolton, as you'd expect, with that new manager bounce. Everyone was really happy. Oh. And now it's not quite there. Now we're into that little sort of phase of This is why the last manager got sacked. We start thinking, was it a good idea to leave York after all? But Sunderland are definitely up for this. They are flying. There's nothing we can do here at all. Just, they've got everything. They've got players everywhere. Oh, we've turned ourselves in the box. Like, literally, we gave them that goal. We gave them that goal. I haven't got a ball playing centre half. What on earth is Pierce doing there? That's shocking. Absolutely shocking. I feel that the decision to move to Bolton was a terrible idea now. 22 shots to none in the first half. That is... I'm speechless. I'm speechless. What the hell? I mean, who do I bring off? Nobody's any good. Gotts is unsure about what's going on, so let's bring him off, right? Okay, right, here's the engage. Let's... Right, you can go to wing back as well. Okay. Let's try that. We need something, but it's just, I don't know what we're meant to do. Tuvo. Kenny, not a bad effort. Not a bad effort. See, it's gone well in my absence. Yeah, a little bit, Mozza. At least we've had a shot in the second half now. That's better. We didn't have one in the first half, and it was all them. It was all them, and then some. Kenny, offside? No, not offside. Right, we're possibly back. We're possibly back in. Possibly. Hyam with a really weird run there. Well cut out though by Matovu, the youngster. Great finish well by Kenny. Our wing backs are having an absolute shocker. They're terrible. Okay, so let's try that. It's weird to sort of change something while we're winning, but let's. So we're back in the game. 32 chances, 22 on target. Unbelievable. Absolutely battered. Here's the sucker punching it. Oof. And we're glad it's the FA Cup, so it's not doesn't really count. But morale definitely counts. Terrible ball. I wonder if we take regroup off as well. That might be it as well. We're obviously regrouping rather than chasing down. So yeah, 3-1. That's not a good. It's not a good end to it. Without the FA Cup. That was bad. That was bad performance. Bad performance. Worryingly bad. Yeah. Yeah, not good. Not good. It's I think there's some work to do at Bolton. I think I'm going to blame Howie Rollo here. So obviously it's his team that he supports, but we put ourselves. I put us in this position. I put us in this position. I'll get us out of it. We'll get out of it. Our job's all right, isn't it? Yeah. You're sort of like sitting going, we're okay at this point, yeah. Like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We just need to get out of this little funk we're in, address a couple of defensive issues, and get some players through the door. That's what we need to do. Get some players through the door. Because at the minute, we've got a whole bunch of people who just are knackered. To be honest, they've played too much football, and they've been playing too much football in a team that isn't playing well. So their heads are down, and just need a little bit of something to come in and just sort of like freshen the team up a little bit. And 7 days until the Coventry game, so definitely look at getting some players in and sort of start to work towards making some improvements going forward. That's the plan. That's the plan. That's what we need to do. So tell me what I'm going to do. We're going to go and send you guys over somewhere to hang out for the rest of the evening, because it's been fun hanging out with you. So appreciate, of course, you all being in here. Always nice to have people in and chilling. So as I say, the move to Bolton might take a little bit more planning and a little bit more creativity than we thought, but be fine. That's what we're all here for, right? There's not long left on the FM cycle. We might as well just play as we are and see where we end up. So let's go and hang out with this guy here, a guy called Taking the Chris. He's currently ADO Den Haag, so that could be quite interesting. Go and show him some love. Right, appreciate everyone as always. Take care, and we'll maybe see you probably Friday, I think. So all the best, have fun. See you guys in a bit. See the playoffs tomorrow.
It's okay. It's not terrible. Not terrible play. Oh, that's not great. Not one header there. He's in. Schmidt is in. Oh, he's at the post and scores the lead. Wow. Oh my days. Tony Jameson is raiding. Thank you so much.